Round one.
Yo, can you hear me now? Oh shit, I ain't got no sound. No audio. My bad, guys. So guys, sorry about that. Shit, no audio. Yeah, guys. So let me just start over because we had no audio in the first seconds and then I saw it and then I saw the audio, somebody in the chat saying it right now. Thank you for that, Richard. Is that Richard? Yeah. And then I caught on. So, fight fans, thank you for tuning in another edition here at Round One Sports TV, where the wall fights start. You know,
One.
round one. Let's do that again.
Round one.
Yeah, let's sound that again. So, I just wanted to come in and let you guys know where I'm at with everything. What I was talking about was, um, I'm locked in sparring right now, and these are all hours in the gym that is not really recorded. These are hours in the gym that no one knows about. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody gonna come in and give you a pat on the back and say, "Hey, good job for today." Um, these are the kind of hours that you don't really press record to like film this shit. You know what I mean? Because not everybody's fighter that comes in wants you to allow to record their fighter sparring against you. And I haven't been able to get like sparring partners, not even young guys or older guys or anything, but hopefully this week things change. Things will pick up in the gym real fast, real fast. It'll have like a slump. A lot of people were scheduled to fight. I was in a weird time slot where in my gym, a lot of guys already had who they were gonna spar and like that. So like I'm trying to get in where I fit in right now with everything. But these are the kind of hours that you put into the gym, you will not get credit for. Don't expect anybody to come in and just be patting you on the back, talking about good job today. That shit's not gonna happen. You just gotta know that you're doing the right thing. That's it. Um, in my situation, man, I'm trying. I'm trying. Shit, I'm about to get into a street fight just to put up some sparring footage, just so I don't get fined or nothing. I just can't find my right sparring partners. And some of the guys that are in the gym, it would be criminal to put them in the ring with me. It really would. I would hurt those guys, even at my age. I'm talking about guys that are so green. They're like this, like with a feint. They'll go like this. It's just so bad that I wouldn't put up that sparring. I'm not gonna put up a sparring footage against a guy that you can obviously see. Wait a minute, this guy has no idea what he's doing. That's not right. What do I want to look like? I'm tough. What do I want to look like? I'm just kicking somebody's ass or something, right? You know what I mean? That for me, I don't get no satisfaction out of that, and I don't think that that's good sparring. I'd rather show you sparring, me getting stopped in sparring. I'd rather show you that because that's reality. That's what I'm facing. That's what I'm going to the gym and my this is the fucking mountain that I'm faced with. You know what I'm saying? Being fake about shit, man. I'm too old for that shit, bro. I don't think I've been I'm fake about a lot of shit in my life anyway. It's just I learned real fast, man, that the streets will pull you up on your shit. If you talk that shit, they're gonna pull your card. Don't speak it if you ain't about it. Too many times I've been in situations where, your mouth is a double-edged sword. It'll get you in a lot of trouble. But in this situation right here for myself, right? My mouth never got me in trouble. No, it didn't. Because this is something I wanted. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. So, yes, I want this fight. Yes, I'm training for this fight and everything. Yes, today's a day off. Yes, I'm a little frustrated. Yeah, I'm all that stuff. I'm all that. I'm all that. But none of that, not none of it, not damn near none of it is going to deter me from showing up to this fight. I might get my training or my sparring, at the tail end or whatever. I'm still not even on that, like, well, like in the 8-week mark. Yeah. You know what I mean? I gotta get this in. But I'm not fearful. I'm not fearful for like the fight. I'm not fearful for any of it. You know what I mean? I'm not. I'm just not. Uh, I've had plenty of fights in my days. Um, I'm not delusional to the fact that you must train, you must adapt your body to combat. So I need to get that out of the way. I need to know. I don't want to guess. I don't want to just allow my ego to take over me and say, "Nah, you can do this." No. Great preparation, good training. That's what will get you the win. You know what I mean? It's not guessing, it's not being delusional, it's not thinking about who you once was. It's none of that shit, bro. You know what I mean? It's recognizing who you are today and what you're working with today. That's very important for me. Very important to recognize what I can and cannot do, and where I am today, you know. Um, a lot of guys are like talking to me about, yo, when you get punched in sparring, shit like that, shit's gonna change you. And I'm just looking at them. I'm just like, no. I've always acknowledged that all the punches hurt. Punches in sparring, punches in the fight, until like your body gets like adrenaline and you got like kind of like numb of it, and that's when you're just like going on instinct and shit until you get to that point in the fight. But still, I don't think we're on the same page. Me and most people I talk to about this. I don't think we're on the same page. I really don't. Um, yeah, it sucks getting punched in the face. Yeah, that fucking shit hurts, bro. But I don't give a fuck. Like I really don't. That's just for me anyway. I mean, it's expected, right? I mean, if you're a real fighter, right? I mean, you're anticipating getting punched, right? And you're supposed to like get hit and be like, "Fuck that, bro! I'm getting mine back," right? That's supposed to be your mental. I mean, that's my mentality anyway. Um, I don't know. Sometimes I have a tendency of talking like out for myself, thinking everybody else thinks or feels this way. I don't, you know. But I'm getting ready for my fight. I'm getting ready for my fight and shit. Today's my day off. I'm a little little frustrated and shit today. Um, I didn't work out at all today. At all, like at all. Like nothing. I didn't do anything. I took the advice of, the people that love me and everything, and they were like, yo, take the day off and just relax. And I can't like shut it off. And like the fear of losing or gassing out, not performing well, shit like that. That shit keeps me up at night, man. That shit keeps me up at night. I want to get up and start jogging and shit. I want to fucking start punching, throwing punches in the air, start shadow boxing. Like, nah, bro. Like, um, like, nah, like, it's just that competitive nature that I have, that I have to learn how to I gotta learn how to make the man that I wanna be the man that I ought to be. Do you get it? Like, I understand what I need to do, but not always do I follow like the course. And some days I feel like I could have did more. Some days I feel like I did too much. And it's finding that perfect balance where that I feel like my training and like my training is paying off. There's days that I work out and like for like 4 or 5 days, like 3 days or whatever, and I'll feel like I had a wasted week. Like that week was wasted. Like I really didn't get shit done. I don't feel anymore. When I start to look up like where I should be, I get concerned and everything, and I'm just like, what the fuck, right? Right? I gotta step this shit up, right? So learning how to turn it off and learning how to make everything fucking like, come together when the when and the where, man, that's the tough shit, bro. Like knowing when I overtrained or knowing when I didn't train enough or knowing when I did, you know what I mean? I don't have the luxury of paying for fucking everything like a strength and conditioning coach, a boxing coach, a nutrition coach. I don't have it like that. You know what I'm saying? And I try not to overwhelm myself, and I'm like thinking like, yo, it's only 3 rounds, 2 minute rounds, like chill out. Do what you need to do, to get, but I don't know where I'm at. I don't know if the right things I'm eating and shit like that. And it's just like tough doing it on your own. And it's real tough. It's tough like a motherfucker, man. But just know that I'm in the gym and I'm doing everything I can, but I don't I don't have the luxury to get just any training partners, man. I don't, and there's these guys in the gym with me right now, right? I could have sparred against these guys, but I was trying to tell you guys it would have been criminal to spar against these guys. When I'm talking about green, I'm talking about like day one green. These guys might have been in the gym for a couple of weeks or months or whatever, but they still day one. They still like day oneers. It would have been embarrassing to get in the ring to spar against one of these guys, to upload that footage to show you that I'm sparring against that guy. Right away, you probably would have found out, like, damn, that dude ain't like, I would have flinched and he would have went like that and shit. And you'd have saw that, and that doesn't give me any validation. That doesn't give me comfort. to be like, just get in the ring with anybody. Just give them 3 minutes, 2 minutes of sparring with anybody just to show you can go the distance. Okay, cool. For some people, that might work. Not for me. Not for me. I guess nothing in my life was easy, right? And I'm not going to accept that. I'd rather like show you, like I told you, I'm honest with you guys. I'd rather show you me getting stopped in sparring. I'd rather show you that. And y'all criticize me. Oh shit, round one got stopped in sparring. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck it. Have at it. Let me tell y'all something right now. If ever I'm going to lose a fight or a round, it's going to be in sparring. You got to understand that. You got to understand that if anything I'm learning or failing in, it's going to be in the preparation. Long as it don't happen in the fight. You feel me? That's my job. See what I'm saying? So I'd rather show you shit like that I'm getting my ass kicked in sparring than show you that I'm beating up on some fucking cab driver that has no chance in the world, like some YMCA freaking type dude that took 2 freaking weeks of boxing courses and got in the ring and talking about I can kick ass. I'm talking about those type dudes are in the gym with me in the morning. I got to get to the gym at nighttime when everybody like the who's are coming in and shit. But it's kind of tough with my schedule and shit, but I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. And all I can say is like, just know that I'm training hard and everything, and these are just the hours in the gym you don't see. This is what this is, and my absence from my channel and my absence from talking boxing and everything is because fuck that, bro. I'd rather freaking prepare to win. That we could talk about this shit later, like, like for real. You know what I'm saying? Yo, guys, I'm not trying to go in there and have a bullshit account, man. I'm not. I think I can still perform well, and that's my whole thing. That's really my whole thing. Like, everybody's like, "Oh, you gonna gas out? You gonna do this?" And you're 51 plus. You guys are gonna look a certain way. You guys are gonna move a certain way. You guys are gonna, you're gonna fight a certain way. So something, and I'm just like, no, no, I'm not. I don't know what the fuck you talking about because I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not. I just know I'm not. Shit, it's right now, and I'm not that guy. And I'm not even where I need to be at. And I'm not him right now. Right now, like, no. And I'm just like, was it that a lot of guys my age half-assed it? Was it that a lot of guys my age didn't take the necessary? I want to know. I want to find out. I want to find out. And for all my brothers out there that got to working that 9 to 5, don't got this ability to do this right here, I'm doing this for all of us. I'm doing it for all of us. I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show them all. I'm gonna show them all. Man, listen. Just know that I'm like doing what I gotta do, but I really have to step it up another level too. I've noticed that with every step that I take, I'm gonna go up that way. So enough about me, man. Listen, guys, let's talk about this, man. One of the biggest fights coming up right now, Terrence Crawford and Saul Canelo Alvarez. Let me tell you guys something about this fight. Uh, let's be honest. Let's be honest, right? Um, we all knew what was going on in this fight. The effort, the effort that Terrence Crawford is putting into this is what's making this fight interesting. Because if we're being honest, we already know what Saul Canelo Alvarez brings to the table. He has all 4 belts at 168, bro. Okay? So there's nothing to talk about when it comes to Saul Canelo Alvarez's side of the equation. What makes this fight very interesting to everybody is that you're starting to see that not even in your own weight division will you have a dancing partner your equal, right? Okay. So you're going to need Terrence Crawford, a much smaller fighter, to come up to do what? To give Saul the fight he doesn't have. Or he did have, he just didn't take it. Because I got to admit, if you were to announce Saul Canelo Alvarez against David the Monster Benavidez, rather than Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford, I'm asking you guys, which fight would be bigger? I'll wait. What's up, Frontline? What's up, guys? How you guys doing? You slacking? Nah, I'm not slacking, brother. Never slacking. What's up, Ryan? How you doing? Yeah, just talking about these hours in the gym. These are the hours that nobody sees. Like nobody's gonna walk in through the front door, give you a pat on the back, and say, "Hey, good job today." No. Um, social media is led by what you see. And unless I put up enough sparring or had enough sparring so far up to date, then I guess the deck is stacked against me, right? So they say. Now I'm staying the course. I'm staying focused. Like I said, I talked about this. Little frustrated. Can't find really good sparring. And things like that. And I would be embarrassed to beat up on some of these guys that are the newer guys, the greener guys. I don't get any satisfaction out of that. And I just don't want to put it in. Some people are like, yeah, just throw that up. Fuck it. Just beat that guy up and put that up in sparring. Um, Maybe I don't know how to be YouTube fake. Maybe that's what's wrong with me. I don't know how to just go along with the narrative. I don't know how to do that. If it's real for me. I see enough fake shit in my life that even when I see real shit happen, you start to ask yourself, was that staged? Right? Even when real shit happens, people don't want to accept real shit anymore. And because of the fact we've been lied to so many times, it's easy just to say, you know what? That was fake. So rather than me do a fucking sparring footage, which I could, on beating on some guy that trained at the YMCA for 2 weeks, right? That doesn't give me anything. He's not even giving me good sparring. The sparring actually, it would be like I would be better off punching a punching bag. To tell you the truth, it would give you like what? Like you can actually see me do the 2-minute rounds for what? All right. Um, I mean, I guess that would show that, but no, not those guys. I would feel bad fucking beating up on the guys that are there right now. After 5 o'clock or whatever, that's when I really have to start getting down. And they don't, Rocky doesn't go in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to the gym. My coach is not there. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then we start off the week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's how we started off. Because he's in another city on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday working with other guys. I think the pro guys or whatever. He'll do that like midday and then come in after 5. That's how my gym is working. And I can't get out anywhere else. So that's what's going on right now with me. Little frustrated, yeah, but that's all right. It's all right. It's all in God's plan. I think that everything, from everything that's happened wrong to everything that's happened right, it's all in the plan. I just can't get frustrated. I can't, if I don't have the means or this whatever I lack in this area, I make sure I make it up over here. That's what I'm trying to do, especially you know um just being a young fighter like I am, right? um, and getting everything done. And that's where I gotta just, and being honest with yourself, like, yo, shit like that, man. I sparred 15 rounds this Saturday. What? 702, what up? Travel with him, what? Front line. Spent weekend, what? A bag, yeah. Koki, what up, man? Listen, um, yeah, man, it's just getting out of here, man. Yo, I live like in the country. I say, yo, I guess I said to myself, yo, I just want to make it out the hood, right? And I didn't say where. Yo, um, I live in a town, not a city. I live in a town. The difference between a town and a city is a town, your town is valued by what you have in it, right? Say you have schools, hospitals, establishments like McDonald's, shit like that, restaurants, things like that, which will bring equity to your town and you would then become a city and things like that, right? Like, well, in my town, okay, I don't have a hospital, there's no McDonald's, there's no city bus line, there's no cabs, there's no I'm talking about if you don't got your own way out from these roads, you ain't making it out of my town to go to the city, which is deeper in the city, and I'm like 45 minutes away from the nearest city in any direction. In any direction, I'm 45 minutes away from the nearest city, like that type shit. It's great when you go outside and you look outside, you don't see a lot of bullshit happening. I don't see no pimps, whores, or no gang members on my city corners. That's beautiful, yes. You know, but I'll see a duck walk by every now and then, or a geese, maybe even a fucking goat. Just stroll on by, you know. In the beginning, it was weird to like live out here, being a city kid all my life, but you get used to it. But you just realize when you need things from the inner city, it's harder for you to get out to it. I mean, if there was like a bus or a cab or anything where I could commute into the city, I'd be good. I'd be right. You know what I'm saying? And like, let's go. But there's not. There's not. And my little e-bike can't ride around the world, bro. Just can't do it. Camp Get Right in Worcester, the boxing gym where I know most of my guys that I know I'll get definite sparring there. It's in the fucking deepest part of Worcester, bro. That shit's on fucking gold. Oh my god, bro. I never get that and get there and back home. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. So I'm I'm left at the mercy of my gym. Whenever that dude walks through that fucking door, man, and I get my sparring, then I get it. If not, one of y'all can come out from wherever and meet me at fucking Spencer's Guarantee Fitness and Spencer Mass and meet me out there and we can do some sparring. Shit, I would appreciate it. I would appreciate it, So, but yeah, that's what it is. And like sometimes people like they'll text me and shit, and I already know. I already know. I've been through this so many fucking times that I'm even nervous for telling people to come out to see me. Cause once they see where I live, they on the map, they like, there's no highways to your house. I'm like, yeah, man, it's all side roads. You gotta like get on this. man, for like an hour and a half. Like, no, there's no highways. You ain't getting there, bro, to my crib. You're not. You're just not. So the best way I would do it, was I would have to meet you there because I get on my bike and shit. I ride through all them roads, get to Spencer to the gym. At least maybe people can get there. Like, cause that's off some type of freeway or whatever. You know what I mean? No, it's not. It's really not. It's not off a freeway. It's really not. Uh to get to Spencer though, uh you can get off the highway though. Yeah, off like I-90, I think. And then you could like turn inward. Yeah, yeah. These are all small towns, man. They're like connected back to back. It's like Spence, Leominster, like that, until you get to like the bigger part, the bigger city, like Worcester and shit like that. That's the bigger cities and shit. And Springfield, Boston, shit like that. Those are the biggest cities. It goes, it goes Boston, it goes Boston, Worcester, Springfield, like that. From Massachusetts, from where I'm from. Yeah. And then you'll get to like the bigger cities and shit. But there's other cities that are like cities that are smaller that they have all the amenities to be a city and they're big enough, but not my town. You see a goat, you be walking a little duck family just walking up the street. That's common as fuck, you know? So yeah. What's up, Alvarez? How you doing, brother? What? They're not around Gold Star anymore? No? Oh, they bought another gym. My man was telling me that. They were actually telling me that. He was like, um, what's his hold on. He was telling me, I stopped looking it up. I just stopped like that was a few months ago too. I saw him like, damn, like 4 or 5 months ago. Maybe about that. I was eating breakfast. I was up in by Burlington Coat Factory up there and shit, by Route 9 and shit. He was in the diner eating breakfast and shit. One of the brothers and shit. Like I grew up with him. And he was telling me they was getting another gym and shit. But I have remember the location of their gym in Worcester that I was just like, it's too far for me. That's almost 2 hours. 2 hour ride there and like 2 hour ride back from where I'm from. Yeah, I was just like, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Like every day type shit, or even 3 days out of the week. If I have my own, like, if I could take my family car from me, I got a 2025 vehicle. But my wife takes it to work during all these hours. The only hours I would ever take my car to work would be from 11 to 7 in the morning, from when I work at the night shift. So my shift, when I take it from 11 to 7, there's nothing in the world open. I get home 7:30, get in the house. It takes me to 10, 9:30, sometimes 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock to even start to feel like I'm tired. Nap 4 or 5 hours, get up, work out, keep going. That's 3 days out of the week. I only do that 3 days out of the week. So but yeah, I can't get out to that gym, man. It's just too far. So they got a new address, they got a new gym. He was telling me about that. So now I gotta look up that to see if I don't think it's gonna work, even though, but maybe I can get out there 1 day out of the week. Like if I could schedule something with him. You know what I mean? If I could schedule something with him, shit like that. Maybe, maybe. Shit like that. What's up? Beautiful New England countryside. Yeah. Yo, it's dope to look at, like, but it's a motherfucker when a deer jumps out at you, huh? Huh? A deer in front of your car. Try to swerve by that shit. Boom. Hit that motherfucker. Bang. Yo, you ever hit a deer driving? That shit's crazy. Yo, It depends how it happens, you know. But from my experience, it happened like that. Like there was no time to react. And the two times that I hit a deer, right? The first time I actually had a split second decision, and my second decision was to step on the gas. That's when, as soon as that motherfucker jumped, I was like, boom! I saw him. I was like, step on it, baby, because if you slow down, you're gonna hit the deer. Boom! That motherfucker is gonna flip. It's gonna come through your front windshield. It's probably gonna come through your front windshield, or you're gonna hit it and it's really gonna like damage your car, and a lot of debris or whatever is gonna. So, from what I learned was, if you sped up and you hit him, he'll bounce off your car like, pew, like that, right? And you boom, like, but your car's gonna be fucked up. Yo, the whole side, the hood, the fender, the light was gone. I got out the car. There was mad hair from the deer. Hair, a lot of hair. Like, it was all his hair. And then I took the flashlight. I was like, where the fuck did he go? Because I hit him. Yo, he hit. Whoop. That motherfucker hit the ground. Got up, took off. And I was like, my girl was like, call an ambulance or whatever. Tell him we hit a deer or whatever. And I was like, stay right here in the car. She was like, what are you doing? I was like, I gotta track this deer down. I grabbed my bow and knife and a flashlight, and I was like, I gotta see if I could track him down, because this poor animal is gonna run. It's gonna die. That deer is gonna die, bro. Right? You probably busted but it was so scared that it jumped up and ran. So I was like, I was chasing it. I was trying to see which way it went. So as soon as the deer starts and it just drops like that, you just walk up, grab the neck, feel it, boop, boop. Just help the deer, bro. Take it out his misery. Don't let her suffer fucking 6-7 hours in a bush like this, like that. That's not cool. And then the deer's not like any animal you kill. I feel you need to eat. You don't just kill fucking animals just to kill it for sport. No, you right? You're supposed to, whatever you kill, you're supposed to eat. I mean, that's how we were taught when we were kids on the farm in Puerto Rico when I was like 10. And then when I grew up, I lived raised in inner cities, and then forgot all that shit, moved out here and was like, oh shit, I remember some shit. Right? And I was just like trying to track it. I couldn't find a deer. Couldn't find her. That motherfucker took off somewhere. Poor deer. He probably died somewhere in the woods all by himself. Is that I kept wanting with the flashlight. I got good intentions to like do the right thing, but you be running, you be realizing, you be like, hold up. There's fucking bears, coyotes out in this motherfucker too, right? Right? So I've been in some fucked up situations and shit out in these woods and shit, but it's just like farm life. You get used to it. Yeah, you get used to it. I remember when I came out here and shit, like the first year, my wife, she comes pulling into the driveway, right? I talked about this, and she says, hey, where? She calls me on the phone. I'm like, yeah, baby, where you at? She's like, I'm in the driveway. I'm like, all right, pull in and come in the house then, right? Like, what the fuck? She's like, no, there's two little bears, two cubs, bears in our yard right now. I'm like, what? So I look out the window. I'm like, and sure enough, it's two little cub bears running. They're trotting. They're going like that, right? The first thing I thought of, if you see two cubs, where's its mother? Where's the mama bear? Where's mama bear at? Right? So she's like, my girl's like, yo, come outside. Like, I'm fuck out of here. Yo, listen, baby, put my hand on the glass type shit. Yo, I'm sorry, gotta be this way, baby. But listen, both of us ain't gotta get eaten by bears, right? But I'm only fucking with her, right? So she's like, ah. I'm like, baby, stop it. Stop it. You're fucking doing too much. Put the car in neutral and reverse out slowly. And if you had to, just take the corner and go around the block and let fucking nature go right by us. That's it. You're acting like, oh my God, the bears are right there. I'm in the car. I'm trapped. It's over with. I'm like, put the car in reverse and back up. Like, women are crazy, right? So, like, she expect me to come out the side, out the house, put the bear in the fucking full Nelson, put the drop kick the other one, right? I gotta spring into action apparently to her, right? So it's mad funny, right? So I'm like, man, shit, man, I'm just back the fuck up, right? But seriously, I never saw. To this day, I never did see the mother bear. The two cubs went trotting along. I don't know which way they went or where mom's at or whatever happened to them two bears, but I do know if you see them two little, their mama's not far behind, bro. She's not far behind. And the only thing that'll make an animal attack you is them protect, not the only thing, but them typically is them protecting their young. I watch enough Geographic on fucking TV, smoking bud in my life to understand that when you see little baby the fucking things, where's the parents at? Like, yo, hold up, like, like, nah. So, you know what I mean? So if you're gonna be blazing in the hood, I guess watch Natural Geographic. It could save your life and shit, I guess. You know, because all that shit I learned from National Geographics, right? So, because I ain't never dealt with no bear. But anyway, but yeah, that's living out here. That's living out here and shit. Like fucking like right now, like literally, I'll get up tomorrow morning, and I'll walk across the street and I'll go get my eggs from the lady that lives across the street. Cause she has uh I would say like 50 chickens, maybe more, maybe more. I'm not sure, but she has every kind of chicken on planet Earth. You want a small chicken, a big chicken, a fat chicken, you want a long chicken, any kind of chicken, a European chicken, a Russian chicken. I don't give a fuck what chicken or what side of the earth your chicken came from. That lady all across the street, she has them all, every one, and they're in separate cages. And she tells you where the chicken comes from. This chicken comes from this part of the world. This chicken comes from this side. She has little chickens. Yo, they're full grown. I'm like, oh, look at little baby. She's like, no, that's an adult chicken. The thing is like this big. I was like, where the fuck did you get? She's like, you ever eat Indian food? I was like, yeah. She's like, what's the size of the chicken? Little chicken. I was like, oh shit, that's where they get that shit from. That little guy. She got every kind of chicken there is, bro. So whatever egg you want, she got it. So that is, and the milk is mad cheap out here, but the gas price is still high as fuck. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, Alvarez. I hear you, brother. Anthony, what's up? Nah, I don't get free eggs. Well, I do sometimes, yeah. Yeah. She like gives them, yeah, she gives them to me, but I do put money in the box. Yeah, they'll have like this is such a small town that they run on a like a faith a faith system, meaning that the person will get up and put produce or eggs in a box, right? And you could just be driving your car, I swear to God. You could just be driving your car down the street, right? Boom, boom, boom. And when I saw this, I was like, yo, this shit is fucking weird, right? But it makes you think, man, right? Because check it out. This is why it's weird. So I'm driving and it's like eggs. And I look, it's like fucking 12 cartons of eggs in a cooler. And I'm like, huh? And there's a little box, a fake box. And it says like the price or what you can give for the eggs. And it's like a faith system that they have faith that you would put in your money and take just one carton of eggs. And I'm looking around like, where the fuck are the cameras? Where the cameras at? Where they at? They gonna come out any seconds, baby. As soon as I grab this carton of eggs, grab every other carton and put them in the car right now. She's like, no, 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 no. And I'm like, and like morally, I'm like, nah, I don't need to steal all these eggs. Right? I'm like, the fuck I want to be called the egg thief in my new neighborhood with my new neighbors. Right? And I look at their sign, I look at the little money box, I look at the little egg thing, and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, this shit don't make no fucking sense to me, bro. We supposed to take all this shit, right? Right? And that's my street mentality. That's my survivalness going hungry in the projects as a child. Going nights where mom didn't come home. And looking in the cupboard and trying to make something, put something together. Making weird concoctions of, surprise meat sandwich. You put two pieces of bread together and surprise, there's no meat. That type shit. That's where I come from. And when I was experiencing this right here, I didn't know I wanted to take all the fucking cards. Like, yo, let's get it, right? Like, but the community would know, right? So I go there and I put my little money in the box and I grab my egg. They never know how much who gets what. They really don't know. I can fake it out and just dip $1 in there, in and out. But more your conscience. I guess it's just you don't have to be a shitbag your whole life, bro. You know what I mean? And sometimes you get to a certain level in your life and you realize you don't have to hoard everything. You don't have to take everything and bring it to your house because your fear of not having enough, you know? Shit like that, and like so that's how kind of like it works out here. There are assholes that will take 2 or 3 fucking eggs that have big families and shit, but they understand it. I be hearing the people talk like, I seen Elizabeth come and put $3 in the box and take 4 fucking cartons of eggs, right? But Elizabeth got 6 kids. So they understand. You feel me? But they know everybody. Everybody knows everybody. And that's like the crazy thing and shit. Like, you don't think these people know you? You show up to like a school function, they all calling you by your government name and shit. You ain't even been formally introduced to this person, and they saying you're full government. I'm like, how the fuck you know me? Like, you know me personally. Like, you saying shit about me. I don't even know any more about myself, and you keep like, how the fuck? Like, and they know everything about you. It's just a small town, and that's that small town vibe, and you gotta I like tomatoes, vegetables. The other day, the lady next door was giving me all kinds of vegetables that they grew on their farm. Yeah, like my wife loves it. She fucking loves all this shit, right? What was it? Squash. They gave us free squash. Um, what's that green vegetable? Fucking you cut it out, you put it in lettuce. Um, the green thing. It's like that long. I be joking with my wife, like, yo, where the fuck you gonna put this at? Uh, um. Anyway, it's just vegetables, and like the lady next door, she gave us like tomato. I love tomatoes. My wife don't like tomatoes. I'm like, yeah, let me get those. Let me get those, right? Because I like tomatoes. I like to dice them up. Fresh tomatoes, bro. A little bit of salt. Oh my god, I fucking love that shit. Um, so shit like that. Like the community does stuff like that for you. And the cool thing is like like the small towns and shit. Like, let's say if you needed sand, if you were like building something, you needed sand. They give you free sand in the center of town type shit. Even some mulch to like put out for the front of your they got like this wood chipper shit. But a lot of people take it fast. It goes. And so if you're not there early, that you won't get any type shit. But it's just cool shit that the town does for itself, for the community. They'll do shit for themselves. And sometimes your fucking neighbor will have a plow truck. It's good to know the guy with the plow truck in the wintertime. Hey, buddy, what's up? How you doing? Just, man, waiting to see you. Hey, can you do me the favor? Take care of that. You know what I mean? It's just small community type shit. That's all it is. But nah, I do eat fresh vegetables. I do eat a lot of fresh stuff. I don't drink no soda. I don't really even drink juice anymore. No. Ever since I've been out here, like my wife and our environment itself, we started seeing that away from the inner cities was a lot different lifestyle, just a lot different, you know. And remarkably, we pay way cheaper to live out here than we did in any fucking neighborhood in them fucking cities. I'm paying less for a mortgage now than I would be in a high rise in a project in the fucking hood. Yes, I am. Yes. And that goes to show you that they just want to keep poor people down. But I'm charging them the most and keep them where they are. Because their kids are usually going to end up jails, institutions, and fund their major business, which is jails. The society tells you what? Rap music, go out, shoot an op. So getting a gun and blasting your ops is supposed to do what? Give you a life sentence in a prison where you'll be a slave for the rest of your life, that they don't have to pay you any money. In prisons, for doing a life bid, you're going to go to level 5, which is license plates, chemicals, uniforms. Prisons all make this. Chain gangs, side labor, all free off the hand of the sweat and the backs of prisoners. They don't have to pay the prisoner 1 cent. They just say, we'll give you good time. Good time? I'm earning 7.5 days on a life sentence. Good luck with that. Tell me when them 7.5 days actually work for you on a life sentence, right? It's just free fucking slave wages. It truly is. So, you know, like I was saying, just like that's what society's supposed to teach us. Smack bitches, make money, smack bitches that get you in jail, sell drugs that put you in jail, and shoot the ops that definitely put you in jail. There is nothing that they promote that does not lead you to jail. Yeah. But we're supposed to, this is dope for all of us. It's dope as hell not taking no shorts, smoking your op, and never being with a woman for the rest of your life. Eventually, you're going to have gay sex with a man in jail after 20 years. There's nothing else left. How long are you going to suppress that for? Yeah, okay. You figured all that out? You left your baby's mom with who? Your girlfriend with who after you went out and blasted whoever you wanted? Like, yep. Bro, I fell for all that shit, bro. Yes, I did. Until like I never woke up, right? Until good people were around me. Good people. Good people recognized that I guess I was a good person inside. I was just placed in hell. That's it. And they was like, "You're a good person, and when you have a good spirit." I was just born in hell. That's all. Newark, New Jersey, North Side, Newark, Brick City. Fucking, you go outside every day, you fucking get raped, mugged, conned, and fucking, and that's just by the afternoon. The afternoon, yeah, that's just not even halfway your day, bro. Yeah, you should be getting kidnapped by like midday or something and fucking held for ransom. And I don't know if you make it out of that. You make it into a cartel or a gang or something, and that's Wednesday for you. Newark, New Jersey, bro. That place is something else. And like I fell for all that shit, bro. Everything I talk about it because I felt I I was a victim of all that, of all of it, of all of it. The fucking rap music, the the 20-inch rims, the lamp life, the fast money, the fast cars, the fast women, all that shit. Every bit of it, I swallowed it up like fucking pause, like fucking every bit of it. Like I lived it, and then realized I woke up one day and realized like fucking bunch of useless knowledge and shit. You know, I didn't really fucking learn shit, but get fucking bamboozled by the system, so to speak. So yeah, man. Nah, just life shit. But this Terrence Crawford fight, man, makes me think. And that's why I got it in my title and shit. Just got off, caught off, like talking about everything else. But this Terrence Crawford fight really scares me because I think that a lot of people have already started to buy into the concept that Terrence Crawford can actually pull this off. And they sold it to us. They sold it to us knowing when we knew the truth from day one. We knew the truth from day one that in boxing history, there's only been one man in recorded history to ever go up two weight divisions, come back down, and win a fight. A fight. Just one fight. When he came back down was Roy Jones Jr. He's the only man in history to ever do something like that. Now, is Roy Jones compared to what Terrence Crawford is doing? Hell no. Hell no. Roy Jones Jr. didn't go up two weight divisions, come back down, and fight a four undisputed pound champion that had all the belts. No, he didn't do that shit. No, he didn't move up three weight divisions. Well, three, arguably two. Okay. Terrence was never a 154 in my mind with fighting one fight. He was always a 147 pound fighter in my mind. So that would be three weight divisions. Okay. And when I think about that shit, I'm saying to myself, hell no, bro. Hell no. There's no way Terrence can do this. And all the pictures of him with his abs, even myself, I've bought into the theory like maybe Terrence can do this shit, bro. Terrence, like, if any fighter in the world can do it, it's Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford can devise a game plan to beat one fighter. He doesn't have to beat everybody in the division. He doesn't have to beat David the Monster Benavidez, the Demetrius Bivol, the Caleb Plants. He does all the speculations, like people are saying, well, do you think that Terrence Crawford can beat Caleb Plant? Do you think he could beat Demetrius Bivol? Do you think he could beat David the Monster Benavidez? Well, he doesn't have to fight any of those guys. He only has to come up with a game plan to beat one guy. All you got to do is study that guy. And Saul Canelo Alvarez got 60 plus fights. Enough film for you to study What his mannerisms are, not how he fights. What you want to look after is some things that he does that he can't. He's been doing it since the beginning of his career. These are kind of like some mistakes that boxers do that are tails, that are like, you can't, no matter what you do, you can't get this out of this guy, man. He's going to keep dipping to the side, whatever it is. And I've seen men and women come up with a game plan just to beat the champion on that night. After that, they're shit. They lose the belt. They can't beat nobody else. But they beat the champion. They beat the fighter they needed to beat. George Camboza beat Teofimo Lopez. Almost ain't won a fight since or beat anybody of a name. He fought people with names. He just ain't won no fights. No big fights. Okay? There are a lot of fighters that have done this. That prepared to Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson. Did Buster Douglas do anything else? No. But all he had to do was beat that one guy on that one night. Can you come up with a game plan? How long have you been studying that fighter? And for you to say, yo, check it out, right? I can beat this guy. And you and your team, your coach, everybody comes up with a game plan to beat that fighter. It can be done. That can be done. I've seen that happen time and time again. No, they're not the greatest fighter in the world. No, after that, they really don't do anything else. Yeah, I get it. But they figured that one guy out. That one style. They kept working, those little movements, those little shots in between. And they beat him. So that's what I said. That's what I said. But let's be honest. I just don't want the world just to shit on Terence Crawford after the fight. I want the world to acknowledge what that man had to have gone through and what he deserved in his career. Let's just be honest, guys. This is not a fight that Terence Crawford is fighting a guy in his division or even one division up. No. This is a fantasy fight between two men that were established in boxing and both men have done some remarkable things in the sport of boxing. The problem was they were too far apart. But the powers that be, with the right kind of money, made the fight happen. Right? Okay, so now we're here. Terence Crawford has 7 kids? Huge house out there in Omaha, and another kid somewhere else. He's going to have to pay for 7 cars, 7 colleges, if they choose to go that route. But this is the challenge and the responsibility Terence Crawford took on himself. This is what he did for himself. Right? So where is it that I can say I know a man's value, or that you know a man's value, or what he's worth? Because there's life after boxing. And there's a lot of things that Terence Crawford is going to be into after boxing in his late 40s, 50s, 60s, and God bless him 100 years. But there is life after boxing. And can you be that kind of fighter that what you've created is so valuable that they're willing to pay you for it? Just like Nick Ball. Nick Ball said, what? I got this WBA title here at 126, and I want that Japanese dude, Naoya Inoue, to come up here and fight me for it. Because why? Because Naoya Inoue is the top bantamweight fighter in those lower weight divisions. There's no one down there making that kind of money. That's the gravy train right there. Your success And what you've done has brought you to this point for that you can make that kind of money. Same thing goes with Terrence Crawford. That's why I respect that he sold that O to Saul. Not only did he sell it, but under the terms, right? Now, dig this. Yo, we want to elevate boxing, but we want you to come up 3 weight divisions to fight Saul Canelo Alvarez in a mega fight. We understand that you're the smaller guy, but we gonna pay you. We gonna pay you handsomely. $50 million. Say it with me. 50 million. And why are they going to pay that guy $50 million? Because of what Terrence Crawford has done throughout his career. At what point do you decide to cash out? Not only did they say $50 million to Mr. Terrence Crawford, but they also left in the option, by the way, we'll pay you $50 million. Oh, and you got the chance to win if you can pull it off. What you just say? You gonna give me $50 million and I could try to win? You ain't gonna stop it. You gonna give me $50 million and I could prepare and train to beat his ass. Hold my beer. I'll be right back. Oh, you said 50 million? 50 million. Guaranteed? 50 million guaranteed if you show up and give a fight. No Mickey Mouse running shit. 50 million is worth getting knocked out or taking a chance. But I could also try to knock him out. I'm good. Sign me up. When's the first part of that money get into my bank account? Huh. Yeah. What they giving Saul? 100 and what million they said? That number just sounds ridiculous, right? Right? Fuck out of here. There's only heavyweight fighters that are making that kind of money, like Usyk, Anthony Joshua. There's no guys supposed to be making that kind of money that small. No. You're supposed to be fighting, getting the big heavyweight guys, the guys that bang, rock, and sock them, knock people out type shit. You know, they the ones like the Uzi, you know, they the ones that get that money. Man, listen, $50 million. And you fuck around and say, yeah, I'll go in there for $50 million. I'll fight Saul Canelo Alvarez. I'll go in there and get some brain damage because that's exactly what you're going to get. You will not enjoy that money. In a year, you might not know your name. Everybody else is spending your money while you on the beach fucking drooling on yourself. Fucking Saúl knocked your fucking... Yo, you remember that time Tank Davis punched, who was it? Hector Luis Garcia and made him go blind? He was like, yo, I can't. Tank hit him up here. He was like, I can't see. Yo, punches will fuck you up, bro. Punches will fuck you up. You know? My girl talks about that with me, my old ass age and shit. And I'll be telling her, I'll be like, baby, don't worry about that, bro. I'm Iron Man. Chill. Don't worry. I'm good. You know what I mean? Look, if you live in fear, it will render you from taking chances. Everything in life can be harmful. Shit, you can walk outside right now and get hit by a fucking bus. Ain't nothing guaranteed in life, so why live in fear? Yeah, I know that there's this exists in the sport. I know what I signed up for. I know exactly what I signed up for. I know what my job is to do. You know, I pray God's hear me. Not one person suffers any kind of injury on border wars, ever. and that we all may go home the way we came to border wars. Just a bunch of fighters that want to fight, either young or old, that want to fight and have a good time. Let's go in there and fucking rock and sock 'em, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a little aggression out, you know? Just a bunch of old fighters sitting on the couch with nothing, no war to fight. You gave me an opportunity to fight. Shit, let's do it. Come on, baby. You see, in a world where you're defined by your wins and your losses, I know I'm not going pro, and I know that I'm not gonna use this to be like try to make a life moment, like live the rest of my life off an amateur fight. No. All I honestly want to do is just fight. That's it. That's all I want. I just want to pick a fight. You ever feel like that? Just want to pick a fight sometimes, right? And or knowing that you got into a fight. Yo, there's a couple things I love about fighting, right? Just to share this with you. Okay, I like knowing that I was in a fight. When I walk away from a fight, I'm like, I was in a fight, right? I like that feeling, right? But with that feeling, there comes a lot of pain. It does. That feeling sometimes doesn't come right away. You might feel like shit. You might have got your ass whooped a little bit in the fight, but everybody's either you might have stopped them or knocked them out, but he still got the best of you in the beginning of the fight or some shit, right? So that comes with pain. That does. It does. But I like it, right? And then the other thing I like about fighting is that feeling when you know you hit a guy right. You ever punch somebody fucking solid, right? And you like, as soon as you hit him, bah, you just want to like walk off, like a walk off home run, like, right? You know you hurt him. You know he's going out or you hurt him, right? And it's just that. And when you hit him right, for some reason, nothing happens to your hand. Well, anyway, from my experience, nothing happens to your hand. Everything is like on point, bro. It's just like a glove is wrapped around his chin right here. And it's like his chin just wrapped around your fist. And it's just like perfect. It's like, boom, like, you know, you hit it, right? I like that about a fight. I like those kind of things and stuff. Um, I also, I also like that moment when you, you, uh, all right, let me finish my thought before I get into my second thought. I like that moment when you feel like you're about to almost lose the fight, like lose control, where fear starts to set into you. It's like a drug for me. It's like adrenaline pumps in, and then uh, all of a sudden you're like your energy like dumps, like poof, right? And you could look at his face, and you could see he's not slowing down. And he's full of fucking energy, right? And he's just like boom, boom, right? So in the like when I first experienced something like that, I panicked. I panicked. I didn't want to be in the fight anymore. A fear started like to like come over me. I remember when I first experienced something like that. Then later on, I learned how to use that against them to give them a false sense that they were doing something. So once I knew that I was at the point where I had gave what I got, he showed no sign of slowing down. The only thing left to do was to cover up, because now I was like tired or hurt or, in this situation. So I'm really like tired or hurt. So it's like boom, boom, boom. And I can feel him like, like punching, right? And then there's this moment in between fear and not wanting to give up. There's a moment where you can go inward. You can give up, be fearful, and just allow him to kick you, punch you, you're not gonna do anything back. You're done. You're done at that point, right? There's a moment that your brain, like inside of you, tells you you're done. And I learned how to live there in that moment right there, like that. Like if I ever got there again, and it happened again, it happened, and but this time it was different. This time I knew how to deal with it, and I was tired. Blah blah blah. I didn't get him out of there, whatever reason it was. And he's fucking punchy. He's got a lot of energy. Boom 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 boom. Shit's going all right. And then as I'm down in the ground and I'm like begging, right? I'm sitting there like, yo, okay, okay, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Like a smile starts to come on my face, and I'm looking through my hands and I'm watching him. And as soon as like he takes that breath, like that, he shot his load. He shot his load. He threw everything at you. And I'm just like, oh yeah, yeah, but okay, 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 I'm done. And you see it and you're like, yeah, all right. And then he typically in those they take a step backwards. They're looking for a way out. You ever get a guy that calls a timeout in a fight on you? He'll go, oh yo, timeout. Like, no, there's no timeout now. Ain't no timeout now. Now it's my time. I done took what you gave. Now it's my time. And then he's looking for his boy, whatever. Sometimes it's good for you to have a partner or just drop his boy right there too. Boom. Hit him first. Boom. And then go back and work on him. Because you took everything. You took everything he had. He ain't got nothing left. Ain't got nothing left. And those are things in fights that you learn how to deal with. You learn how to deal with. Whether or not you want to deal with them, I don't know, whatever your fighting experience in your life has ever brought you, or where fighting has ever brought you to. But I've been in situations where there was no running. There was no possible way I could run. There was just I even if I got up and I had the ability to run, I could not run away. You know what I'm saying? Just understand that there was four walls and there was no way out type shit. And that's what I usually found myself in. It was those kind of situations, and that those kind of situations taught me how to deal with it in like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So fighting's like different for all of us. You know what I'm saying? Whatever reason, whatever mixed martial art, boxing, whatever street fight, uh, whatever whether you enjoy watching a fight, being in a fight, studying in a fight, talking about a fight, whatever avenue floats your boat. Me, I'm more hands on, I guess. I'm more hands on with the fighting. Um, I just didn't make the right choices to become a fighter. I wish I would have. I wish I would have. I wish we would be talking about me right now, like Montal, fucking multiple division world champion. Like I could see it, but I don't cry over spilled milk. You know what I'm saying? Don't cry over that shit, right, guys? Your life is what your life is, what you make it, right? And sometimes when you figure shit out, you just gotta what? Reinvent yourself. Reinvent yourself, put yourself in a back in a better situation, I guess. I don't know what to say. But me, myself, I'm just preparing for this fight. I'm preparing this fight, and I'm preparing to not let you guys down, not let myself down. I respect my opponent. I respect, everything about the event. I appreciate all the support that I've been getting through. I mean, like the support's been crazy, right? On my fucking PayPal and Cash App, like that shit's been banging and shit. And I just want to know everybody that supported me through my journey and everything. Every dollar you guys sent, I'm like putting it back into this experience. And I just want you guys to share this shit with me. Win, lose, or draw. I'd rather the win, of course. I'd rather the win, but I don't give two shits. I don't give two shits. Do never, and I mean never. And this is for me. I need to hear myself say this. Never allow the fact of failure to stop you from going after what you want to go after. The fact of you falling on your face, of me being a content creator, talking about boxing, getting a fight, talking my shit, and going out there and getting wiped down doesn't scare me. Does not scare me. That don't make or break me, because I know as a man that although you might view it as like, oh shit, this guy fighting this guy, and if he loses, then he ain't shit type shit or whatever, boom, boom, boom. Nah, I view it way different. I'm viewing this shit way different. I'm viewing this shit as an opportunity for me to go out and do what I like to do, right? And experience something. Also, maybe travel to Atlanta, see a couple friends that I got in Atlanta. I got a couple friends of mine that live out there. So, I'm hoping they come out, all of them make it out to the fight, whatever. And, even the night after that, whatever. So, like, I got people out there and shit. And, I just want it to be a cool ass night and shit. So, for me, it doesn't. But since I understand in some people's eyes, it means a lot for the win. I'm not leaving any stone unturned. I'm going to train like I need to train. I'm going to show up to this fight. I'm going to show up to this fight, and that's my job. That's my job, to show up to this fight. Make sure that I last the 3 rounds. I'm not going in there thinking I'm going to stop OC the boss in 1 round. Nah, that motherfucker's training with heavyweights. You seen them videos? Them dudes is punching them. Them is heavyweights. All right. I'm all of like 88 right now, So he's obviously getting hit by big dudes and shit. And that last dude he fought was a pretty tall dude. Nice, you know what I'm saying? Was hitting with some good shots. So realistically, OC the boss with the 15 fights, the more experience, this, that, and third, I shouldn't be able to stop him. And odds makers are saying that OC the boss is actually the favorite, with respect, underdog favorite doesn't change my perception. I'm gonna whoop your ass the same, whether you call me an underdog or the favorite. It doesn't matter for me. That doesn't win or lose me the fight. What your opinion, that none of that shit matters. What matters is how I perform on fight night. That's all I'm responsible for. So I'm going to let all of y'all know right now, respectfully, I'm going to bust OC the boss's ass. Yes, I am. And I've always said this. If he fucks up, OC, if you fuck up, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to leave you exactly right there. You're not going to be standing. You're going to be on the ground. You're going to be that right down there, and they're going to count 10 and going to probably count to 20. You might not. Don't fuck up, OC. Don't. Because look, you could call it shit talking. You could say, oh, round 1 is cocky as hell, so confident. What happens in the situation when the guy was trying to tell you the whole time this was going to be like this, it was going to go down like this, and this. And when he goes out there and he does it, is that shit talking? Or was he trying to tell you something? Was he trying to warn you? Was he trying to tell you, don't fuck up, right? Don't listen to the fact that I ain't had a fight in so long. Don't listen to the fact that none of that. Prepare, train, do what you got to do. Man, shit. Take Tybo on the weekend, some fucking Jane Fonda, that I'm really showing my age, right? Right? Do something, take some karate. I don't know. Do something, because I'm telling you right now, bro, I'm not losing this fight. I'm not losing this fight. I'm just not. And I hope OC hear that. I hope somebody go back and tell him that. Tell him I'm coming. You go tell him. Tell him. Tell him I'm coming. Right? I don't care. Right? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, this is gonna be the best fight in that card. This is gonna be the best. It's gonna be one of the most exciting fights on that card. Why? Because I'm gonna make it so. And that's why. So I want you guys to come out, check me out November 8th. And we're gonna get it popping out there in Atlanta. And then I don't know, we might pop some bottles of fucking some juice. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a drinker. Right? Not like that much. Unless you got some tequila. If you got some 1800, we might be able to drink. But I don't drink nothing else really than 18. Uh, no Hennessy, none of that shit. I stopped that shit. But tequila's good every now and then. Tequila! You know? But yeah, listen, enough about me, man. I gotta go hit this bathroom real quick. I've been sitting here fucking, I don't know how long. Oh, see, the boss is in the building. I see you, baby. I finally seen you. Hold up, hold up. Give me a second. God damn it. Ah, goddamn. I seen OC the boss. I always go about to end the live stream, but I can't. I can't. I can't. Now when my brethren is in the building, stop it, OC. Let's go. Round one. OC, you see the love out here, but you in enemy's territory right now. You know what I'm saying? I got home field advantage. But I always like to chop it up with OC. See if he like wanna come up here and talk a little bit. Hold up. Oh, see, I'm about to throw the link in the chat. Here we go. Just in case my brethren wants to come up real quick, talk and help me promote this fight. See how he's doing. You know what I mean? What you been up to, OC? What you been, you know what I mean? What you been up to lately? You know? Me, myself, not having a lot of success with the sparring and shit, man. But I keep it real, keep it honest and shit. But we're not, we still got we're quite a ways out from our fight. Right now, what we're at the 7th, September, October, November. Oh, we get in there. Ooh, if it's November 8th, we exactly like 60 days up with, man. I gotta get the motherfucking going here. For real. I better get the going, huh? Huh? Listen. What it do? What it do? Salute.
Round one.
What's up, baby? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Tranquilo, bro. First off, God bless you and your family, man. I'm rooting for you to
Absolutely.
win. I'm rooting for you to win. And after you knock him out, I want you to be like, "Can I talk to your son?" Yo, get your sparring though, bro. Don't be. That makes a big difference, bro. Trust me. Get your sparring in, bro.
It does. It does. It really does. It's just that you know, I'm gonna have to really like talk with my wife and everything and sit down with her and just she's gonna have to dedicate 3 or 4 weeks with me, and just allow me to her to get home, take care of our daughter and everything, let me get to the gym and get this sparring late night because it seems like in the daytime there's nobody in the gym, bro. There's just nobody in there. And I really gotta talk to my coach and lock down. If not, uh I'm gonna have to talk to my wife to see if I can go out to Springfield and hit up Hector Bermudez's little camp out there in Springfield in the fire
Do it
station.
ASAP. You got to get used to punches coming at you, catching punches, taking punches.
Right.
Hitting the moving target. You know what I'm saying? Hitting the bag and everything and all that. It's not gonna cut it, man. Sparring's a big difference, and that even works with the professional, with the pros as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I remember one of Tio's recent fights prior to this one. He didn't look too sharp, and he wasn't really sparring that much. For this fight, he did a lot of sparring, and you saw what he did. He pitched a shutout, a whitewash. You
Right.
know,
Right.
it's the difference, bro.
Yeah. And knowing the speed of the punches, that's really important. And that's where I'm like a little nervous at because I do need this sparring because inside the ring, hitting a bag that's standing still or rocking forward, anybody can look good hitting a bag, hitting mitts, anybody.
That's
But
not necessarily true. If you
well,
don't, if you don't, if you don't, if you're not, if you don't look good, you don't look good. There's people that hit the bag and they don't look good hitting the bag. You know, it's all about technique and everything too. You know,
yeah, yeah, it's about technique, but it's also about I know guys that don't look good hitting the bag, but they can do 3 or 4 rounds, 6 rounds of sparring, and they don't even look good in the sparring, but they're already used to it. Their stamina,
the
everything,
conditioning is up. Yeah,
their
bro, the conditioning
conditioning
makes a
is up
difference.
there, right? And that's where I would love to be at. Not to have that fear of going in and saying, "Well, damn, I never made it to the third round in sparring." Or I never did. You know what I mean? You don't want to be against yourself mentally going into the fight.
You're gonna build that mental endurance by sparring, man.
Yeah,
Get the rounds under your belt.
that's
So
the only way. That's the
yeah,
only way.
you got time. Go ahead, do what you got to do, man. But let me ask you a question, man. What's all
I-
this stuff everybody's talking about? Canelo, Bud Crawford. They're saying if Bud Crawford beats Canelo, that he's top five. What do you feel about that? Where would you rank Bud Crawford if he pulls it off?
Okay. All right. The that's a tough one because if we're judging it by skill, no matter where he ends up, then that's a different conversation. But by accolades, there's no one you can put next to him now, could you? If he if he was the first man in the 100 years of boxing to become undisputed in two separate weight divisions. He was the first. Imagine if he became the first man to have three
Well, he's not
undisputed.
the first. He's not the first
What do you mean?
in two different divisions. Evander Holyfield wasn't. Did Evander become undisputed
No,
in heavyweight?
no, not in the heavyweight. He didn't get
No, you're right.
all.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, he never got that final belt, that last piece.
No, you're right.
So
After Evander
yeah,
did
so
it.
he didn't get to do it right. So
Yeah, because Douglas. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He did because Douglas became undisputed when he beat. Yeah, Evander beat Douglas, became undisputed, and then when Bo beat Evander, Bo was undisputed, and then Bo vacated the WBC belt because he ducked Lennox Lewis. Evander was undisputed at cruiserweight, and he was undisputed at heavyweight.
now that I'm gonna have to like really look that up because I think that before the Buster Douglas fight, Mike Tyson evaded his belt to avoid from fighting somebody. I don't know if it was Lennox Lewis or something or what. What?
No, it wasn't Lennox. It wasn't Lennox because Lennox wasn't a factor at the time when Tyson was champion in the beginning. It was. I'm telling you, Van. You know what it is? Bud Crawford is the first one to do it in the four belt ever. That's
In
what
the
it
four
is.
belt era, not in the three
Yeah.
belt era.
No,
Right.
because I
Okay.
could have
Okay.
swore yeah,
Got
Douglas took
you.
the undisputed.
Got
Yeah,
you. Got you. Got you. Got you.
but
Right.
but
Right.
Bud Crawford would be the first to do it in three divisions because he did it at 140. He undisputed at 147. He beats Canelo. He's undisputed at 168.
Yo, and he'll have 5 weight divisions. He'll have 5 weight divisions at this point and undisputed in three.
Three of them. Yeah, in terms of accolades, he will be top, but I
Right.
still can't put him over the other guys because
Okay. Okay.
for me,
Hey, hold on.
resume
Hugo.
holds more weight.
Okay. Okay. Let's have a conversation here. Check it out.
Talk to me.
Let me take you back down a memory lane. If Jamel Charlo would have won that fight against Saul Canelo Alvarez on that night, and I know that this is almost impossible to do, but for like 8 or 10 seconds in the world, he would have won 8 belts. The reason why I say it's impossible because there's nowhere that you can be a WBO champion simultaneously in two separate weight divisions. That's the only belt you can't do it in boxing. Every other belt, you can have a WBC at 135 and a WBC at 140 at the same time. You can have a WBA at 140 and a WBA at 135 at the same exact time. But for the WBO, the second you win the next belt in the next weight division, they strip you of the adjacent one. But my question was this: if Jamel Charlo pulls that off and has 8 belts on one night against Saul Canelo Alvarez, who's to say he's not the greatest fighter that ever lived? Could he
No,
walk into the Hall of Fame, push over Muhammad Ali's table, push Floyd
no,
Mayweather's table out the way, and say, have any of you ever had 8 belts on one night? Not
no,
in your career. I'm talking about one night.
no, no.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
if none of you have ever had 8 belts and you don't know what that's like, slide over because I'm the greatest fighter in the world. Now, skill wise, is he? No.
no. Resume wise, neither. The resume part means more than the belts. The belts matter. Don't get me wrong, right? Round one,
Oh,
but depending on who has the belt, who you take it from makes a difference. Ask yourself this question. Let's
yes.
say you was a professional fighter. Would you rather be the guy that won a belt in 3 divisions and you won a belt from Joey Bag of Donuts, Paulie Potato Salad, and Tony Tuna Fish, or you rather be the guy that never won a belt but you took Floyd Mayweather's own? Who would you rather be?
The guy that took Floyd Mayweather's old, hands down.
Exactly. Exactly. Adrian Broner is a 4 division champion. How many champions can you name that he beat?
Um,
That's my case.
yeah, Diablo, that he beat? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Bud Crawford would be a great. Bud Crawford for me would crack the top 10, but I can't leapfrog him over Ray Leonard, over Ali, over Robinson, over Duran, and over Floyd because he doesn't have the depth in his resume. You understand what I'm saying? He doesn't have the
Yeah.
depth. He doesn't have those guys. And Charlo, if he had all those belts, Carlos for me is a Hall of Fame fighter right now. And if he beats Canelo, if he would have beaten Canelo, he would have been a great. But to put him in the top 10, there's a lot of fighters, bro. Like I said, resume means more than belts. It goes hand in
Well,
hand. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
well, they go hand in hand. Yeah, I'm not going to say it means more because on the same token that you say, would I rather be the guy that has those title defenses or the guy that takes Mayweather's O away? The reason why you and me would rather be the guy that take Mayweather's O away because of what he made throughout winning the belts. The kind of fighter that he made himself without beating that many champions and being the kind of fighter that he was. If he didn't have that kind of legacy, just beating him for his own wouldn't have mattered about nothing. It's what Mayweather did. You see, it didn't matter that Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson. It mattered that he knocked out Mike Tyson, the undisputed champion of the world. If Mike Tyson didn't win a single belt, not one belt, to the day he fought Buster Douglas and Buster Douglas just knocked him out, what would that victory be? Will we ever talk about that? Hell no.
Once, once again, that goes to what I said about sometimes the fighter makes the belt. The fighter makes the belt more luxurious at the end of the day.
That
Mike
it
Tyson
always
didn't
does
win
that.
the
It
belt.
always does that. There's no belt in the world that would ever admit to you that by themselves that belt means anything. The only way that the belts mean anything in the world is the men and women that held them. Who held the
That's why the
WBC world
resume goes
title?
more.
Ali. Yeah. Mike Tyson never owned the WBO world title. Never in his career.
That's why the
Never.
resume means more. Because take Bud Crawford for instance, right? Bud Crawford was the first to my knowledge to be a undisputed in the 4 belt era, right? His 140 run is not his fault, but there was nobody there. There's no memorable wins. Like I really can't name offhand who he beat for those belts. Maybe Victor Postal, maybe Ngango, right? At
Mhm.
147, all right, it was a different story. He beat Earl. Earl had 3 belts, and Bud had 1 belt. See, that's a more memorable win because Errol Spence, up until the point, up until that fight, Errol Spence was body bagging everything moving. You know what I'm saying? He was beating everything convincingly, with the exception of the Porter fight. So that was a big win for Bud because who Errol Spence was at the time. He was a top 10 pound for pound fighter. You know, So
Mm.
if Bud would have just been an under, like example, why do you think people ridicule Devin Haney to this day, which he doesn't deserve, but they ridicule his undisputed run because who did he beat? He beat George Kambosos Jr. If Devin would have beaten Teofimo, then it would have been a different story because Teofimo is uh, a recognized fighter who is on a not all time great trajectory, but a Hall of Fame trajectory. So
All right, let me
it
chime
matters
in.
more who you beat.
Yeah, let me chime in for a second. That way I don't lose you here. Like I got a lot you were talking about. First of all, Terrence Crawford was not the best in the four belt era. The first one was Taylor that beat Bernal Hopkins that he beat him twice. And
Okay,
Terrence Crawford never defended all four belts in no weight division, not once. Okay, so I can't even say he was the best in the four belt era because all he did was win the four belts, then vacate, win them, then vacate. Never defending none of them. So I can't give him that credit. As far as his depth on his roster and like the men that he fought and what you're judging him for, right? Okay, uh is it a case where, and I'm asking you this, is it a case where maybe the competition wasn't as fierce, we didn't have those kind of guys, or is it a situation where that you feel like he beat everybody that they put in front of him? And as far as him beating world champions Terrence Crawford, he beat a unified world champions in Errol Spence Jr. Car crashes aside, we know he wasn't the same. I can't argue, but nevertheless, Terrence did his job. He did his
I give
job.
him credit for that.
Yeah, he beat him. He beat him. I didn't think he was gonna beat him like that. I can't lie. I didn't see that shit happening, bro. I was at to the point where I was watching the fight. I wanted to legitimately jump in the ring and fucking fight Terrence myself, and was like, "That's enough, bro. You're beating the brakes off him. Like, stop. Like, you know what I mean? Somebody do something, because that was just a one sided event." Now, as far as Terrence Crawford goes, and his belt situation and everything. I look, I feel like this, that the belts do matter because what the belts prove is that you're the best. What the belts say is that I'm the best in the division. You may think your guy is better than me, and you might have an opinion that your guy is better than me, but I'm the best. And as far as Devin Haney goes with his situation, with that's also not so because Devin Haney defended all four belts against a pound for pound fighter and Vasily High Tech Lomachenko.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
he
I mean, I
got
give you
off
that.
when he got all four belts, Vasily, he went out and fought fucking Loma when he didn't even have to fight Loma, and he put all four belts on
Yeah.
the line. So once that kid Devin did that shit, and he defended all four belts, he passed Terrence Crawford.
He
He
passed him as
passed.
far as what?
As far as defending, look, it's one thing. Isn't this a true statement in boxing? It's one thing to win a belt, but you secure the ceremony when you defend it.
No,
Win
I
it,
agree with you on that.
then
You
defend
know,
it. Okay, so
yeah.
you beat one guy for three belts, my man. You defended that WBC world title 6 times, yes, and then 147, yes. Then all of a sudden you fought one guy for three belts. After you won all four belts, what did Terrence Crawford do?
Moved up.
Nothing.
Well, here's my thing, right? The belts mean something, but the belts is not enough to put you over legends that have legends under their own resume. That's what I'm saying. I don't care how many belts you got. When
How
you
did
got
they
the guy,
become a legend?
what do you
How?
mean?
How did
Because
the legend
they
become a
beat top
legend?
guys. Because they beat the best guys.
They beat the champions, became champions, defended the belts, prove that they became a legend.
Yes, but these
They
are
did
champions.
some shit.
But these are champions though that beat guys that went on to become great. There's a difference that you could beat champions that just held the belt. It's like wrestling. You got certain guys that they just pass the belt around. You know,
Yeah.
Terrence Crawford, and I don't want to sound like I'm slandering him because he's one of my favorite fighters, but I'm keeping it
Yeah.
100. The champions he beat at 140, none of those guys are going into the Hall of Fame.
Not one.
147, the only guy there, I think Earl might get into the Hall of Fame. He got some good names. Sean Porter might get into the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? It's about who you beat for those belts. And let's say you do beat some regular belt holders. Now you got to defend those belts and clean out the division. You understand what I'm saying? Bud Crawford, if Bud Crawford on the way to fighting Canelo, let's say he would have never made that re-signed deal with Top Rank, and let's say he would have went to PBC and beaten Earl a long time ago, and beaten Keith Thurman, and beaten Danny Garcia, and beaten Jerron Boots Ennis, and then go to 154 and beat Charlo, and now beat Canelo. Now we having a different conversation as
Oh,
far as where he
definitely.
stands.
Definitely having a different conversation, and I would not argue that point with you at all. But let me ask you a question. Okay, belts don't matter. It's the guys you fight. So, is Ryan Garcia going to the Hall of Fame? Yes or no?
As of right now, no. As of right now, no. I don't like Marco says, I don't like putting guys in any type of Hall of Fame stuff until their career's over, or at least winding down, or at
Okay,
least
respect.
what I will say is this about Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is not a part of the Kings. I'm tired of people comparing them. And I'll give you my case if you got time to give you. I'll give you
No,
my
no,
case.
I understand. I understand. I don't consider him part of the king neither. But if belts didn't matter in popularity in the dollar signs and the guys that you fought, because Ryan Garcia, let's just remember that he fought the majority of the four horsemen. Out of all the four horsemen, he fought Tank, he fought Devin,
Yeah,
okay? He
yeah.
fought the majority of them. So out of all of them, so because you're saying, and a lot of people are saying this, belts don't matter and it's legacy. Well, then if Ryan Garcia's legacy, because he did fight Tank,
I never said the belts don't matter. I said that's
and
part of it. That's not the main
right,
thing.
and Devin, but this not just you. This is to everybody else that's listening, puppy, because you're bringing up a good conversation and you're bringing up good topics and good points, and we're breaking it all down so that
Yep, we
everybody
talking
else
about
is that's listening. And I'm telling you right now, when people start thinking of these situations and you say that, oh, this and that, it's about the guys you fought. Really, it's about the guys you fought. Well, Ryan Garcia fought the top guys. Is that going to get him in the Hall of Fame? Because he fought
no.
as a matter of fact, Gabriel Rosaro. Gabriel Rosado got one of the best resumes in fucking boxing, but he's never been a world champion. I'm
He's
talking
never
about
beat those
Gabriel.
guys though.
Yeah, he from Philly, right? And if
Yeah,
that was true, listen, there are world champions right now that can't, and if they ever open their mouth about Gabriel, I'm gonna tell you something right now. His resume is 10 times better than most of the champions in the world
his resume
currently.
in terms of who he fought, not who he beat. But yeah, but the thing
Yes,
with Ryan Garcia has more upside, and he still has a chance to become a champion. The reason why I don't put him amongst the Kings, right, being that we want to compare them all together, right? When the
right.
Kings started fighting each other, they were all already established. The first King fight was Leonard and Benitez. Leonard wasn't a champion, but Leonard was a gold medalist phenom. Benitez was a two-division champion at 21 years old when he fought Leonard. He was already in the history books for being a champion at 17. When then Leonard fought Duran, that was the next fight. Duran was already a
And
legend
he
for what
was
he did.
dating Sugar Ray Leonard's sister at
Yeah,
the
I know
time.
about all that. And they were all champions. So with that being said, when Ryan fought Tank, Ryan wasn't a champion. When he fought Devin, he wasn't a champion. What Ryan is, to his respect, Ryan is a supporting act, a supporting cast member to the Kings. He's a solid guy that fought a couple of Kings. Just like back then, Carlos Palomino and Pepino Cuevas fought a couple of Kings themselves. But nobody called them Kings. And those guys were great fighters as well. The first official King fight is going to be, if it happens, when Tio fights Shakur. That's going to be the first official fight between the young Kings because both of those guys
Yo,
have, have huh?
But you gotta acknowledge. Okay, I acknowledge what you're saying about Ryan not being a champion coming into the Tank fight and to the Devin fight. But you also got to acknowledge that Tank was a champion when he came into that fight, and Devin was a champion when he came into that fight.
Yeah.
So those were two title fights. He fought
Yeah, yeah,
Tank
yeah.
Davis, he had a belt, and he fought Devin on that night, and Devin had a
Ryan
belt.
didn't, Ryan didn't have nothing, so it didn't qualify as a King fight. Because now, if Tank and
But
Devin would have fought, that would have been a King fight. Ryan is a supporting cast member. He's not a King. The Kings for real is Teofimo, Tank, Devin, and Shakur. And right now, number five hasn't been established yet. If Brian Norman knocks out Devin Haney, Brian Norman can throw himself in that mix because he's a young guy. He's a world champion, and he's the bigger guy, just like Marvin Hagler was the bigger guy that waited for the small guys with the big names to fight him. Brian Norman has a chance to make that happen because you got
Mm,
Devin at 147, you got
mhm.
Tio lingering around 140 and 147. Eventually, I can see Shakur moving up. So if Brian Norman gets these fights, he can cement himself among that group if he wins, if he beats at least one of them, because you don't got to beat all of them. At
So
least
what
beat
you're
one of
saying that's exactly what you're saying with Brian Norman's situation is what you're saying with Ryan Garcia's situation, which in fact with Shakur Stevenson, because Shakur Stevenson was never a four horseman ever. Okay,
them. I always had him
it
as one.
it was Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Teofimo Lopez, and Shakur Stevenson was still down at 130 at the time. Then a few years later, Shakur Stevenson popped up from 130 to 135 and took Ryan's place over as one of the four horsemen in many of our eyes. So
And
that's what.
and yeah, and the thing is this, round one. I've always said this. Back, you got old videos. Even before Shakur moved to 135, I was already calling him a king because when the four kings started, it started when they all started fighting each other. And believe it
Right.
or not, Shakur Stevenson, out of this core group, not in terms of style, but in terms of his story, he is the Roberto Duran, and I say that because he is the smaller guy. I'm not saying style because he don't fight like they all got their own styles.
hmm
Remember, Duran started at 119. He was a champion at 135, and then he entered the mix at 147. Shakur was a champion at 130 and 126, and he entered that mix at 135. That's why I'm comparing him to Duran because he fought and
Okay.
earned
Yeah.
his way into that.
Right. Right. He could be the Duran of that area. I get it. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not talking about style. If you
Right.
want to talk
Right.
about
Right.
style,
Right. Right.
the most style that I could compare him with the most would be the closest thing would be Benitez to me. That's the closest style I would compare Shakur with. But Shakur has a chance to be the Durant, the small guy that moved up, and then Brian Norman can be Marvin Hagler because Marvin Hagler was at 160 doing his own thing. He was being avoided, but he was making a name for himself defending his belt against guys that were good, but they weren't popular. But once the smaller guys moved up to 160,
Right.
now he got the big money fights. Just like Brian Norman right now is fighting guys we don't really know until now. He fights Devin, and eventually he fights Tio or Ryan Garcia, guys that are known. So Brian Norman could eventually make a name for himself and become one of the kings if he could get a win off Devin Haney first.
Oh no, 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 no. 100%. This if Devin Haney beats Brian Norman Jr. convincingly, well, not convincingly, whatever way it comes out, it definitely
As
gonna
long as it's
put it
not controversy.
right. As long as right, exactly. As long as it's not a controversy, one of those kind of nights,
Oh,
right?
if Devin beats him convincingly for me, Devin's back on that pound for pound list somewhere around the
Back.
top eight, top
Well,
seven.
no, well, not he's never been on the pound for pound list for me. I'm
He
sorry,
was before.
but
Yeah, he was
he'll get
before.
on it. He'll get on it with that fight though. For me, he'll get on it. You know,
I had Devin on the list up until the Ryan fight.
well, I had Devin coming, starting to get on the list on the Loma for me, right? I've always said this about Devin. I've been watching Devin very closely from the beginning of his career, from the first time I ever watched that kid. And I always said the same fucking thing about him every time I saw him fight. I said, Devin Haney is not a finished product. Devin Haney is like that kid that he has great talent, great everything, but there's just something that's missing. It's like he walked away from his training and he said, I got it all figured out from here on. And those kind of kids, they're so good in the beginning, they kind of stop growing. And I was just saying, like for years, there's gonna be that fight that's gonna trigger that kid, that's gonna get him over that level. And I also said, remember, Devin Haney did this so young at 23, became undisputed champion, that we're gonna see him like Kobe Bryant. You're gonna see two halves of his career because he's so young. And I hope, because I don't really have a favorite fighter. I love all fighters, and I hope that to see Devin become the fighter that I think that he was. Just like Tank Davis, I have a lot of high expectation for Tank, but it doesn't seem like he's gonna prove us all wrong. It seems like Tank's gonna take this way in his career. He's already chosen the way he's going. He's a prize fighter. It is what it is.
And
But
it's sad because
he's
me
so
personally,
talented.
I think Tank Davis, believe it or not, It's probably around one. We all got favorite fighters. It's not even
Yeah,
bullshit. We all got
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
Tank Davis, for me, in my opinion, is probably the most complete fighter out of all of them, in my opinion, right?
Oh yeah.
When you look at Tank Davis, right?
It's just a shame.
Um, the guy can box, the guy can move around. He has pretty good defense when he uses it, and he does something that the other ones don't know how to do. He knows how to cut the ring off. Tio doesn't know how to cut the ring off. Shakur doesn't know how to cut the ring off. When Devin tried to cut the ring off, he was getting knocked all over that ring. Tank Davis knows how to cut the ring off on top of that. You know what I'm saying? He got the best chin probably out of all of them. But mentally, he might be mentally the weakest one out of all of them. I don't believe that he believes in himself. I don't think Tank has the mentality like Devin challenges himself. Tio with all the crazy shit he pulls. We can't deny the fact that the man challenges himself. Shakur Stevenson always trying to challenge himself. Tank doesn't have the mentality that the other guys have. The other guys want to be great. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me interrupt you right there, right now. Hey, yo, Boxing World, don't forget to hit a like on this video right here now. But I hope you guys are paying attention right now because I like to talk boxing. But when I hear real facts dropped out there, I want you guys to freaking understand and pay attention to what just was being said. All right? Tank Davis is a really skilled fighter, but he is not. And I repeat, like my man just said right now, is mentally as tough as we think. And I like when people bring up these kind of things. And because what I find for Tank Davis is what I see that he does, he makes reads. Not all fighters can make reads. When I saw Leo Santa Cruz throw three fucking rights, jabs, and he come underneath and he read it. Tank makes read. When he read Mario Barrio, like Shakur Stevenson, he makes reads. Teofimo Lopez does not make reads. Teofimo Lopez fights off instinct and skill and
The
God-given
thing,
talent.
the thing with Tio, and Tio's
That's
the
how
further
Teo
fighter I
fights.
study. Now the thing with Tio, now just like you said earlier, Tio's my favorite fighter right now. The thing with Tio is, and he's an enigma. Tio fights to the level of his competition. If
Yeah,
Tio's in a fight against somebody that he's supposed to blow out, I'm worried for him. He might not perform.
he gets
But if you put
bored.
but if you put Tio in there with someone that's perceived as a threat and he's motivated, right now he's not knocking guys out. But I got him 12-0 in everybody from damn near everybody in his divisions.
Hmm.
And when he's in those fights, I got to disagree with you. He makes adjustments. When he fought Lomachenko, he single handedly beat Lomachenko, dominated him with the exception of three of the last 5 rounds.
You
He
want to
took his
know?
angles he took his angles away, and then when Lomachenko made the adjustment later on, Till bit down the last 2 rounds and started beating Lomachenko up. So
You're right.
I gotta disagree with you. He makes
You're
adjustments,
right. You're right on that one. You're right on that one because I'm gonna
but
tell you
when
right
he's
now,
on, when he's on,
that's probably the only fight. That's probably the only fight right there I actually did see him make adjustments, and you're 100% right.
and when he
In
fought
that
Josh
Loma
Taylor
fight,
also.
no, that's where became a fan of Tio. It
All
was that
right.
Loma fight because until that fight, he was a boy to me in my eyes. And then when he took that fight against Loma, I remember calling my older brother that day. We were talking back and forth. I was like, yo, you think the kid can do it? And my brother was like, I don't know, Edwin. I don't know. And we were all with Tio. You know what I'm saying? He looked like a New York Rican. You know,
I
I didn't
thought he was
even,
Puerto Rican when
yeah,
I first saw him fight.
I didn't know that he was something else until fucking
That,
later.
that,
I thought he was a New York Rican all the way.
that's
So,
how I became a fan of him. The
so,
first time
so
I
we
seen
was,
him fight, go ahead.
we was rocking with him with Loma and shit. And I was like, yo, but in that fight, that is probably the best Teofimo Lopez. I haven't seen that kid in a long time. I
I've
didn't
seen
see
better
that
than
kid
Lomachenko.
against Camboza. Nope. I can't. I
No,
can't
not
say I
not
seen.
Campbell.
I didn't see him against Sandro Martin. I didn't see him. I didn't see that kid against. No, I haven't. I
He looked
can't.
good against Barboza. He did look good against Barboza. What I liked about the Barboza fight, what he did that he wasn't doing before, he was using the jab. His defense was a lot better. But let me tell you another adjustment he made. When he fought Richard Comey, right, the first round, Richard Comey was trying to come over the top with the right hand over the jab. And mind
Mhm.
you, that's when he was coming off of a bad performance with Nakatani. The second round, he made the adjustment immediately. When Richard Comey threw the right hand, he threw his right hand with Comey, but he threw it with his head off the line. So his shot to land,
No,
and
yeah,
he put him out with that shot.
that's at
Don't sleep on
130
it.
though. That
Yo,
130
that's
Tio is hungry.
But I'm
That
talking
one,
about the adjustments. He makes adjustments when he's on.
he
When
made
he's on.
adjustment. He didn't make no adjustments in the Jermaine Ortiz fight. I was
I,
pissed off that he couldn't cut off the ring on Jermaine Ortiz. He
once
couldn't do
again, I
nothing
said
with
when
that
he's on.
kid.
I said when he's on. When he's in a big fight,
Yeah,
when it
yeah,
matters to him. That's what I'm
Mic
talking
yeah,
check,
about.
mic check, mic check.
yeah. What up, Hugo? What you
Yo,
doing,
what up,
baby? How
brothers?
you
What up,
doing?
mis hermanos? What's up, man?
What's
How you
going
guys doing
on,
today?
man?
What up, my brother?
Man, listen, we're doing good, man, around here. You know, we're just getting locking in. We're getting
Yo,
ready for
bro,
this
I know I'm
fight.
a little late on the topic, but I love what you guys talking about Tio, bro. Now, my question to you fellas is, you think the Tio that beat Lomachenko could possibly beat a Devin Haney?
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah,
I think
oh
I
yeah.
think Teofimo. Listen, as a Teo fan, I was disappointed that he didn't take the Devin fight because I got Teo beating Devin. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a great
Yo,
fight in terms of skills, but I think Teo would catch him and he would knock him out. And before round one tells me he hasn't knocked out nobody at
no,
140. That's
I don't give a
All
fuck what
right.
anybody says.
Let me
I'm gonna
ask
say
you
this
fellas a
publicly.
question. Hold on,
I'm gonna
hold on,
say
hold
this.
on, hold on.
Wait, let me say this publicly. Wait,
All right,
let me
go,
say
go,
this
go, go, go,
publicly.
go.
Let me say this publicly. I'm gonna say this publicly because I've had receipts on my channel where that you guys can go back and pull this up on me. Besides Tio's antics and the shit that comes out of his mouth, that motherfucker can fight.
yes, he
And for
can.
the kind of training that he's had, he's not a complete fighter because Tio hasn't had world class training, and he did all that with that. You mean to tell me that that guy understands fighting so good that when Sandor Martin fought him, he punched him in the bicep, crippled with his arm, then
That was
knocked
a
him
Sandor.
out?
No, that was a Sandor. That was Pedro
I mean,
Campa.
Campa,
Oh,
when he hit Campa, yeah, thank you. When he hit
do
Campa,
And
you
he
think,
trains
dude,
Oyedo.
right? When you're doing shit like that in the ring, you understand shit about fighting that they're not training you. You just
No,
know you're a
he's a
natural
natural fighter.
fighter.
Yeah. And the
You're a
good, the
yo,
thing
yo,
natural
about
fighter.
yo, yo,
So
yo, yo.
I can see that.
If tomorrow Teofimo Lopez comes out and says, I'm fighting Shakur Stevenson, do you think that that would overrule the Devin Haney fight, or do you think
absolutely,
that
absolutely,
or do you
absolutely.
think that Devin Haney fight is bigger?
No,
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 I
no, no,
think they're
no.
both equal. I think they're both
And,
equal,
yeah.
and I'll take either one because Devin
In
Haney
terms of
is Shakur, and Shakur is a Devin Haney right now in the
in,
names.
in terms of
Papi,
storyline,
Papi,
Yeah,
Papi, who got more
in terms of
Devin,
Who got more
storyline,
accolades? Who got more
Devin,
accolades, Papi?
Devin.
Okay. So how are you gonna tell me round one that it'll be the same thing, Papi?
no, 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 no.
Because although Devin is more accoladed, we feel that Shakur is more fundamentally sound better. It'll be a more dangerous
Shakur has
fight.
more momentum.
Yes,
Brahma, let me help
and
you
he's
out with this guy.
yeah.
This,
No, but
Devin
Anything?
Haney.
Yeah,
Hold on,
go
Devin
ahead, go
Haney.
ahead.
Let me ask
Yeah,
you a
go ahead.
question.
Yeah, go ahead,
Devin
go ahead.
Haney, Devin Haney and Teal has more of a built-in storyline, the history, the fathers, the
Yeah.
back and forth. But in terms of legacy, Teal would get more points for beating Shakur Stevenson. Because all due respect, even though the Devin Ryan fight got turned around, we all know what happened.
Yeah,
Devin
for
Haney,
sure, for sure.
and off the eyeball test, Shakur Stevenson has more of an aura of invincibility, of a more difficult task than Devin Haney. Everything that Devin does good, Shakur does better.
yes,
Shakur's a
Okay,
little bit of
okay.
Shakur's a little bit of a better puncher.
that's
Shakur
what
got
I
better
said.
defense. He's more consistent with his performances. So Tio fighting Shakur for me is a 50-50 fight. Now, in terms of Teal, I respect the fact that the kid trains. You never see him in between, regardless to the nonsense that he says, because I don't back what he says, the crazy stuff. You
So
never see
Tio
him out
against
there.
Devin. What do you think?
I got Teal knocking him out. It'd be a great fight, but I could see
All right.
Teal catching him
So
with something in
So
between
Hugo,
exchange.
what do you
Yeah.
got? What do you got?
Oh, what? Man, Papi, this is a takeover. This is the takeover, brother. Come on, I'm gonna Teofimo Lopez over everyone, including Subriel.
What?
Oh,
What? Oh shit! Oh
I'm gonna be
shit!
honest with you.
Oh shit!
I'm
He's
gonna be
I
honest with
crazy.
knew.
you.
You know when says some crazy shit. Hey yo,
I'm gonna be honest
Papi,
with you.
Papi.
huh?
That fight between Teal and Subriel. At
Mm.
one point, I said Teal beats him easily, right? But it depends how he fights Subriel. If Teal fights Subriel the way he fought, what's the guy's name that he fought?
Arnold Barboza. Arnold
No, no,
Barboza.
no, no,
If
no,
he
no,
fights,
no, no. Oh, wait,
No,
wait,
he's
hold
talking
on.
about
Let me cook, let me
Pollo.
cook,
He's
let me
talking
cook.
about
If
El
he fights
Pollo.
Teal the way he fought Claggett, if Teal fights
Oh,
Subriel the way he fought Claggett, he's doomed. If he stays on the ropes and tries to counterpunch off the ropes, he's gonna be doomed. But if he fights him in the middle of the ring and boxes him in a circle, stays off the ropes, and fights like the way he fought Barbosa, he'll put a clinic on Subriel. But like I
Well,
said before,
well,
if he
well,
stays
they
on the
thought
ropes, he can't finish.
Alberto Puello was a pure boxer that beat Antonio Russell and Antoine Russell, right? Gary Antoine Russell, right? He fucking outschooled him, and then he beat Sandro Martin, Alberto Puello, and he was considered to be a real pure boxer, and that was going to give Subriel, he's going to stand on the outside and circle and out and give Subriel Matia a boxing clinic. But what happened
All due
when they
respect, Alberto
when
Puello's not as slippery. He's not as athletic, and let's be
what?
realistic.
And he's older. And he's older.
What?
And
He's
He's
not
not.
as
He's not
slippery
Tia.
as
He's not
Tio.
Tia
without due
Primo, bro. He's
Come
not
on,
Tia Primo,
guys.
without
bro.
due
Come
respect,
on, guys.
without due
Alberto
respect,
Puello
He's
round
not
is
one,
Tia, bro.
slick.
without due respect, round one,
He's slick.
a lot of
He's not
people
Tia,
thought
bro. He's
that
not Tia.
Sandor Martin beat Alberto Puello, respectfully.
It was close.
Respectfully.
That was a close fight. That was a close
It
fight.
was a close
Yeah,
fight, round
well,
one.
then Sandro Martin respectfully beat Tio.
No,
No,
Respectfully.
it was
I think
close.
it
It was
was way
close.
Respectfully.
It was close.
closer. I think it was way
Respectfully.
close. I think it was way
Ay, so no
closer.
venga con esa mierda. No venga
No,
con
no,
esa
no.
mierda.
It was a close fight, bro. It was a
I
close
think it
fight.
was. Yeah, you're right, bro. You're right. Look, that's why I would love for Jermaine Ortiz to knock loose Sandro Martin. That way, Jermaine Ortiz
Yes.
could get back in the mix. You feel me?
Right.
That'll be like a
Jermaine
rite of
Ortiz is fighting
passage.
Claggett. Jermaine Ortiz is fighting Steve Claggett, I heard.
He's fighting Steve Tragic. Well,
It
he's
fell
And that was
supposed
a good
apart.
fight.
it fell
That's
apart.
it.
It fell apart, and then he fought this late replacement, and he did him dirty. He beat
All
him.
due respect, though,
It was
Jermaine
supposed
Ortiz,
to be revisit. It was supposed to be revisit the Steve Claggett fight. It was I don't know what it happens, but yeah, that's it was supposed to be. You go.
Jermaine Ortiz fought like he fought like William Skull when he fought Teal. That's what he did. He went there to survive.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. William Skull threw no punches. Jermaine Ortiz threw punches por lo menos. And he had Tio
He didn't land
frustrated.
nothing, though. He didn't land nothing clean. He got Teal frustrated because he was making a miss.
Yeah,
Wow,
but
he wasn't
what the hell
countering
did
shots, though.
William Skull land on Canelo? Nothing.
William Skull landed more punches on Canelo than Jermaine did on Teal. What are we talking about?
I don't know about that one. We'd have to go check some shit out.
Speaking of
I
William
remember.
Skull, speaking of
All I
William
remember
Skull,
in the William Skull fight is him going around in a circle, then
busting
going
a
like
Devin
this,
Haney. Busting a Devin Haney.
then going like that, like doing like he missed, like looking out into the crowd. You know what I mean? And I saw a fucking less motivated, less engaged Saul Canelo Alvarez round by round getting frustrated, telling William Skull, "But vente pa'lante, just come forward." And William wasn't willing to do that. But I do remember in the Jermaine Ortiz fight, there was a point in the fight I was feeling myself, yo, Jermaine is up in this fight. He's beating Teal.
I never felt that way.
I felt that way in the Jermaine Ortiz fight. I was like, wait a minute. Jermaine has beat him. There is no point in the Saul fight that I felt, you know what? William Skull is winning this fight.
The difference is this. With the Jermaine Teal fight, right? The reason why people looked at it like Teal lost, because Teal's inability to effectively cut off the ring. However,
Yes.
Jermaine Ortiz wasn't getting off counter punches. He was moving, making a miss. He wasn't making a pay. And Teal, even though he missed a lot of shots, Teal was landing the cleaner shots, but he was coming forward, catching and shooting. And then on top of that, he's the champion. That's not boxing. When you box, you make a miss and you knock his head back. I didn't see none of that.
I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with that.
He was throwing
no,
no shots
no.
there.
I can't disagree with that. And I'm going to say that. I'm going to say the truth. I'm going to say the truth. Jermaine Ortiz did not do enough to beat the champion. No.
No, of course he didn't.
When
Of
we
course he
say,
didn't.
and then all of us want to get offended, like we don't act like this doesn't exist in boxing. When we say, if the fight is close and you're fighting a champion and the fight is close, they're going to give it to the champion. They're going to give him what we consider the champion's nod. What good is it to be a champion if you don't have any benefits? What if the fight's close? What, you don't give it to me because I'm the champion? What the fuck good is it to be a champion then?
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think, yes, today I will go to my grave saying, Jermaine Ortiz, you fought a great fight against, it was a well executed game plan but you needed to do that step over. Same narrative. If I'm gonna say that against about Jermaine Ortiz, I'm gonna say the same thing about Vasily Lomachenko against Devin. Vasily, you fought a great fight, but you didn't beat a four-time champion with all four belts, Devin, convincingly. I
And I
think
agree with you on that. A
Devin
lot
did
of people
enough.
say, yeah. A lot of people, don't get me wrong, that's a controversial fight in a lot of people's eyes. Me personally, I saw that fight. When I first watched it, I had Loma winning because I saw it with emotions. But when I watched it again, I scored it 7 rounds to 5 for Devin. I think Loma took his foot off the gas the last couple of rounds when he should have not done that because he was doing good late. That was a close fight, but I actually scored it for Devin. I actually did. But in terms of majority of people that seen the fight, it's still gonna go down as controversial, just like with Tio and Jermaine. Me personally, I had Tio winning 8-4, but a lot of people seeing it otherwise. So you gotta label that as a controversial fight. You
Let
know
me
what I'm
ask you a
saying?
question. How many rounds did you see the Subria Matias versus Alberto Puello? I'm just curious.
That
I'm
one
gonna
was
be real.
close.
I didn't
That
score
one
it.
was
Wait,
close.
wait. I want to hear his. What was it?
I didn't score it, but I had
Okay.
Subriel winning on the fact that being that the other guy was a champion, he had Puello out of his own element. So because of that, Subriel was the ring general. I thought Puello landed the more cleaner shots, but I also think that Subriel put the pressure and he outworked. It was a
Hugo.
close fight.
All right, Hugo. What do you? How did you score that fight, Hugo? The Subria Matias versus Alberto Puello.
The
How did you have?
Suprema the Suprema Diaz could have gone either way for me because at the end of
Really?
the fight, yeah, for sure. But hold on, look, because at the end of the well, look, at the beginning and the first half of the fight, I like how Alberto Pollo was boxing him, moving around the ring, doing that movement. Towards the end of the fight, you seen his age kick in, you seen him starting to clinch, and you seen that Suprema Diaz wanted it more. Therefore, neutral territory, New York City, people want to see fighting. People like the aggression. So I'm not mad at the fact that Subriel Martia lost. Now let me tell you this: I
One.
am pissed off at the fact that Mr. Turkey Al-Shi went in the ring, told these guys, "You guys are gonna be fighting in the November 22nd card." Later, we come to find out that he doesn't want it in the November 22nd card. So then you leave El Avispa Alberto Puello out of the picture. That's what gets me mad because now he has to sit on the sidelines, get ring rust, and doesn't go to the immediate and doesn't go to the immediate rematch because if I'm not mistaken, this was a voluntary defense, right? Or was it a
Right.
mandatory?
It was a voluntary. Alberto
Oh,
Puello
see,
took on Subria Matias when he didn't have to. I give him a
see,
lot
see,
of
see,
praise for that. A
brother,
lot.
brother, that gets me even more mad. How are they
Yes.
gonna do that to Subrel Matias, man? He's giving you a voluntary. Now, if you go and you lose that fight with Dalton Smith, what happens to Alberto Puello, man? He
Yeah.
gave
Well,
you a voluntary.
right,
Come
right, right.
on.
Well, this is the scenario right now, and I'm with you. I'm with you with this, Hugo. Right? I'm pissed that Turkey Al-Sheikh went in putting his nose in business. That
He,
if you're gonna put your nose into it, then follow through. What he did was he allowed for Fresh Production and the rest of Subria Matias's promotional company to take it to a purse bid. And Turkey went and said, "Yo, you know what? We'll go to so then Fresh Production bought the fight for 1.9. But now here's the problem: when they went to the purse bid, Alberto Puello's name wasn't on the ballot. It was Dalton Smith. So Turkey did his job. Whether or not he walks in and gets this money, gives gives these guys on that card in Riyadh, he got Dalton Smith to
I
fight
don't like that fight neither.
Subriel Matias. When that
I
should
don't
not
like
be
that fight.
happening. What should be
bro, but
happening is
exactly,
Alberto
but why?
Puello
Yes,
versus
why
Subriel
did it?
Matias
Why did it even go to purse bid? It was
because
supposed
he
to
didn't want to
already be.
pay him.
But
Let
then
me
why
tell you
did he
something
get
right
in the
now.
ring? Why did
As
he get
much
in
as
the
people
ring and why did he do all
as
that?
much as
I
people,
don't
as much as
know.
people, as much as people are praising Turkey, Turkey has shown signs of being a dictator, like Tio said. Let's not forget, Shakur Stevenson was the first one to complain about Turkey. He promised Shakur something, and he reneged. Remember, Shakur he said a few things, and then he had to apologize. Tio said some stuff, he had to apologize. Look what Turkey did, bro. You don't go in there and just be like, oh, you're gonna fight him next, bro. Super is in probably the best division in boxing, or one of them, right? There's other fights for Subriel. There's Subriel versus Tio. There's Subriel versus Hitchens. Subriel versus Antoine Russell. Nobody wants to see a Dawson Smith fight. In all due respect, I never seen the kid fight, but from what I heard, he can box, and I don't like that kind of style with Subriel. I'd rather Subriel fight somebody else, man. I'd rather see the rematch, or believe it or not, I wouldn't mind seeing Sandor. Sandor came off of a, even though he lost, he still won in terms of a moral victory. I still want to see somebody could beat Sandor convincingly because nobody really beat him up bad yet. You know what I mean? They were close fights that he
And
lost.
What
So
about
that,
Jermaine Ortiz? Who
I've
beat
always
Jermaine
said
Ortiz
this.
convincingly? Who beat Jermaine Ortiz convincingly?
Nobody.
Teofimo didn't Lopez. Teofimo Lopez didn't beat him convincingly. Lomachenko didn't beat. He beat him, but not convincingly, guys. Let's remember the Lomachenko and the Jermaine Ortiz fight. He beat him, not convincingly. So that's what I'm saying, fellas.
so
Let's.
Jermaine Ortiz,
That's what
that's a
I'm
good fight.
saying. Jermaine Ortiz
Jermaine Ortiz.
and Sandor
Remember,
Martin.
Jermaine Ortiz's first fight with Loma. Loma was already a multiple division world champion, already fight 12-round fights. That was Jermaine Ortiz's first 12-round fight.
But see, the difference
Again,
is when Jermaine fought Loma, Jermaine came in there to fight. He didn't go there to
yeah,
survive,
but
right?
that
He
was
did.
Jermaine's first 12-round scheduled fight. His first
Yeah,
against Loma. Let's remember that.
yeah.
Loma was already a 3-division world champion or whatever, and fucking had already fought Tio and had 3 belts, and you know, he had already so
Jermaine,
much
yeah, Jermaine.
experience on the kid.
Out of all of Loma's wins, out of the fights that he won, because I got to give Loma credit. When Loma beats people, he beats them with no controversy. Jermaine
Yeah,
Ortiz was the only one that he beat with controversy.
yeah.
Everybody else he beat, he made them quit or he outclassed them or something,
Talked
man.
to Rocky.
But
I talked to Rocky, Jermaine's coach. I said,
But
Rocky,
what
to this
about his?
day,
But what about his losses? What about Lomachenko's losses? Let's talk about that. He
what do you
doesn't
mean?
lose like Lomachenko when he lost to Devin Haney. They just homeboy just said right now that he had his 7-5. Bro, if a judge would have gave him another round, Lomachenko, that would have been a draw. And then when
no,
he
but
beat
Tio beat
Tio,
him. Tio beat him 9-3, in my opinion. When I saw that fight,
all
the
right.
fight looked closer because of the way he was piecing Tio Primo up in the late rounds. But before that, Tio swept. I gave Tio first 7 rounds because I seen that
First,
fight a
I
lot
gave
of
him the
times.
first 5 or 6. I gave him
No,
the
but
first 5 or 6.
no,
Loma
still,
started fighting after 6, round 6. He started
yeah, but
fighting.
he was still wasn't winning though. For me, Tio won 7 rounds straight, and then I gave Loma rounds 8, rounds 10, and 11. I gave Loma 3 of the last 5 rounds. You add that up, and then Tio blew him out in the 12th round. That was a 9-3. That was the only loss that was convincingly with Loma and Tio. Because once again, when the kid, I don't want to make this a Tio topic all day because you guys they be hating on me. Because me, Tio only got 3 fans. The only 3 fans on YouTube Tio got is me, Punt Drunk Boxing, and HLD. Everybody else,
Nah.
everybody
You could
else hates
count me in
Tio, bro.
too. You could count
Oh,
me in
you,
too,
yeah,
man. You could count me
YouTube,
in.
brother.
You count me
Yeah,
in, dog. You know, look,
I'm
look,
not a
look, look,
fan
look,
of
look,
nobody, so
look, look,
I'm
look,
a
look, look.
YouTube channel. Y'all can talk about your favorite
my
fighters
man,
on my channel.
Look,
no,
That's
you
all.
the you
respectfully,
the Louis voice. You the Louis voice.
res-
That's who you are, man.
respectfully, Teofimo Lopez got out of it, and I don't think he's been focused since the defeat to George Cambosos. And remember, before he even fought George Cambosos, bro, there was like 3 reschedulings.
Yeah.
Thriller was trying to put it on there. Then he tried to do something else. You feel me? And then that's when I
With
started.
Subriel Matias. Remember, he tried to fight Subriel Matias. In October, they started negotiations with Subriel, and then that fell through.
Well,
Yeah,
Tio was the
yeah,
first
I
one to
remember
really
that.
call out Subriel because Tio was trying to get the Subriel fight. The Jermaine Ortiz fight, he was at that time, right? They were trying to get Teofimo the spear in Las Vegas, Nevada, the spear. And he was trying to get the Devin Haney fight at the time. He called Devin Haney up, and Devin Haney blew him off and said he was drunk. And then he tried to get the Subriel fight. Subriel said, my hand hurts. He also tried to get the George Kambosos rematch. He reneged. He tried to get the Jose Ramirez fight. He reneged. So he ended up getting stuck with Jermaine Ortiz. And because of that, they never got the venue that they were
Yo,
supposed to get.
yo, my
Yeah.
man, to my man to just text. We don't know boxing because we think that Devin beat Loma. Check this out. If you would have went back and you would have heard our conversation about it, right? You would know that Loma did not do enough to beat the champion. And if
So,
you're gonna say that Loma by any stretch of the imagination, beat Devin more than one round, you're just delusional. It was
It
the
was a
fight
close fight.
itself. The
It
fight
was close.
itself was that close. The
You
fight
can't call it a
itself.
robbery. You
You
can't
take
call it a
away.
robbery.
You take away all the belts. You take away the night. You just watch Devin Haney and Loma fight. It was a close fight by itself.
It was. Yeah.
But if you
I
know
mean,
this, like I know this, you're gonna have to beat the champion convincingly to take the belt away from him. That's just one belt.
yeah.
How about four? How about four?
See, the
Okay?
thing with that fight,
It wasn't one belt on the line. It
no.
wasn't one belt.
Excuse
It
me,
was
man.
The
four
thing with that
belts.
fight round one, the thing with that, see, a lot of people tend to use the word robbery too loosely. I can't
Too
call it a
loosely.
robbery.
Way too
See,
loosely.
that
What
fight
did
was
they say?
close.
What did he say about? What did he say? My bad, my bad. I didn't hear
No,
you.
he
But what
said,
did
he
he say
said,
about
he
the
said,
fight?
he said, if we saying, if us three are saying that Devin won that fight against Loma, we don't know nothing about boxing.
Well, that's what I'm
Of
telling you. That's what I'm
off
telling
one
you.
fight, now we don't know nothing.
That's an ignorant statement, bro. That was a close fight because
It
I
was a
can see,
close fight.
I can see a world why people would say Loma won. So like I
What's
said, it
the
was close.
closer fight?
If you
I
tell
can
What's
me,
the
see that a
closer
world
fight?
too when
Devin
Loma
Haney.
won.
What's
Yes.
the hold on, hold on,
if you
hold on,
tell me
papi, hold on,
Loma won,
papi.
I can argue
One
with you.
guy at a time. Go.
Right. Me. What's a closer fight? Devin Haney versus Lomachenko or the Jermaine Ortiz versus Teofimo? What's a closer
So
fight?
Hold up.
Loma and Devin. For me,
All right.
Loma Devin. I had T.O.B. and Jermaine 8 rounds to 4 when I watched that
All
fight.
right. All right. All right.
Okay.
What
So
about
you
the
do
Gabriel
admit
Garcia?
you do admit that Loma fight, that Loma and Devin fight was way closer, and it was
Of
a
course.
way harder fight to
They
score
was
then,
both
right?
back. They were back and forth. When you look at
Okay.
even if you look at the highlights, right? You see highlights of Devin Haney getting in some very good body shots. When you look at the highlights, you see Lomachenko getting in some combinations, knocking his head around. When you look at Tio versus Jermaine, the only highlights you see Jermaine moving around, Tio missing, or you'll see some highlights of Tio coming forward, catching the shoe, and letting people by hands. He landed the better shots at the end of the day. Loma and
Okay.
Devin was a close fight. Those guys came to fight. He
Yeah,
went to
they
Vegas
did.
and
They did.
scored 2.0, man.
I remember there was a moment in the Devin Haney fight with Lomachenko, right, where it was, I think it was the 11th round. I'm pretty sure it was the 11th round where he told his dad, "Yo, Loma knows what I'm doing. He knows,
Yeah.
he knows everything."
He
And
figured
then
me out.
he
He's like,
he
oh,
figured,
he
yeah,
figured
he
us
said he
out.
figured
He
me
figured
out.
us out. He figured us out. And
Right,
then he's like,
right, and then
don't worry, just
right.
jab him or something like that.
Yeah. He said, you
Yeah.
gotta mix it up, son. Bill told
Yeah,
You
him,
gotta mix it up.
you
he was
gotta,
he was starting to panic. Yeah, bro. Like I
right,
said,
right.
not every fight is a robbery. You want to know what a robbery is? I'm gonna give you an example of a robbery. And I hate to go all the way back to the old school, but I'm gonna give you an example. The Chavez draw with Pernell Whitaker, that was a robbery. Because
Hold
for
on, no,
me,
you don't even gotta go that far back. You don't even gotta go far back. You just gotta go 1 year. Shakur, Oshaji Foster versus Council, the first
I
one.
didn't see that fight. I didn't even
I'm
see
gonna
that
give you
fight.
one. I'm gonna give you one. Papi.
That's a
Hold on.
robbery.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm gonna give you one, papi. Rayo Valenzuela versus Chris Colbert, the first one.
That was a
No,
robbery.
that was close, bro.
No, he dropped him twice in the
He
fight, bro.
dropped him
What are you
twice, bro.
talking
What are you
about?
saying?
What are you
The first,
talking about? He
yeah,
dropped.
but Chris Colbert won a lot. He won a lot of rounds later on, though. He won a lot of rounds. But then again, I will have to rewatch it. But I see Chris Colbert
Stay
winning
close,
rounds.
bro.
See, with
I'm
Chavez
gonna
and
give you another
Whitaker,
robbery. Jesus Ramos El Mono versus Erickson Lubin. Now that's a
What?
robbery.
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao
Yeah.
and Tim Bradley Part 1, that was a robbery.
Okay. All right. I agree with that. I think another robbery was Manny Pacquiao versus what was his name? Fucking
Jeff Horn? Jeff Horn?
Jeff Horn. Tell me Jeff Horn won that fight.
I'm not saying he won that fight. I'm not saying that
No,
round one, but it was close, though. It was close.
no, Jeff Horn did not win that fight, bro. Manny
I didn't
Pacquiao
say
won
he
that.
won.
Come on, man.
I didn't say he won. I said it was
Come
close.
on.
Manny
I don't,
Pacquiao won that fight, but it was when I call a fight a robbery, it's because the fight is literally dominant. He won. Like
okay.
Canelo won 9 rounds to 3 against Chavez, and they
Okay.
called it a draw.
Okay, check it out.
Did
You
you guys see
didn't
the fight
see
yesterday? Did
you
you guys see the fight yesterday?
with who,
No,
Sugar
I
Torres?
versus
didn't see it.
Pitufo? Pitufo and Sugar Nunez?
No, I didn't
Nah,
see it.
Ah, man, come on, fellas. What's up, man? Come on, dog.
I watched
Why you guys
Torres.
not
I watched
undefeated?
Torres. I watched Torres fight, and I watched the main event. I watched the main event yesterday. I was watching on Pro Box. I was watching those fights.
Oh, the white. Okay. So the white versus Tellez. The white versus Tellez. Okay, you know that they were gonna rob that Mexican dude, bro. Bro, he dropped him. He was dominating the whole fight. Even
Yes,
the African American
yes,
was telling his
yes.
coach, "Hey, I don't
Yo,
want to
he was
fight."
about to quit, bro.
He was
White was
about to
about to
quit.
quit.
He was telling them, "I broke my hand. Tell him I broke my hand. Let's take it to the scorecards." The coach was like, "What the fuck you talking about, son? We ain't going to the scorecards." And he's like, "Just tell him, just tell him." And they still wanted to rob Tellez.
Yo, round one, I got a question for you before I get off.
Yeah, what up?
Give me what you feel top 10 Puerto Rican all time greats in order, top to bottom, top 10 Puerto
Who?
Rican greats. Your top 10 Puerto Rican greats.
My
Top
top
to
10
bottom.
Puerto Rican
Yep.
greats.
Your list. Your opinion. Yeah. Start from number one.
Wilfredo,
Let's go.
Gomez,
Gomez.
Wilfredo
Okay.
Benitez. I would say, of course, I'm gonna have to put Miguel Cotto because he's the highest in our divisions. He has the most divisions of all the Puerto Ricans. And then I'm gonna respectfully put Felix Trinidad in there. And then it's tough because Felix Trinidad and Hector Camacho are like right there for me. Because Hector Camacho did win 7 belts in 7 separate weight divisions, but he had
No, he
4
didn't.
minor belts.
Camacho, Camacho didn't win 7 divisions.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
No,
He
he
won.
didn't. No, he
He,
didn't. No, he didn't.
he won 3 major titles in 3 separate weight divisions. He only
Oh,
got
I
3.
thought he said 7 divisions. My fault.
No, he got 3 belts in 3 divisions,
Divisions.
and
All
he
right, I
got
got you. I thought
four.
you said
He
seven.
got four. He got 4 belts and 4 minor belts in 4 other weight divisions in
No, we
his
talking about
career.
let's talk about the real belts.
Yeah,
Camacho's a
yeah,
Come
three
on,
division
bro.
champion.
Come on,
That's
yes.
bro.
the history.
He's
Come
only a
on,
3.
round one. We ain't talking about the NABF.
Yeah,
I know, I know,
yeah.
I
Come
know,
on,
I
bro.
know. He's
Let's talk
only a
about
3. I
world
know
championship.
Go ahead.
he's only a 3. All right, all right, all right, all right. He's only a
That's
3.
five.
All right, all
That's
right, all
five.
right, all right, all right. So I got that right. Hold on. So that's 5.
You
And
said Gomez. You said Benitez. You said Cotto. You said Trinidad. You said Camacho. Let's go. You got
right.
5 more.
Okay. I'm gonna have to take Edwin Rosario. I like
Okay.
Edwin Rosario.
Yeah, he's on my list too.
Yeah, I like Edwin Rosario a lot.
Me too.
I'm also gonna take let's see here. Who else? Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? I'm all over the place. Hold on, hold on. Okay,
Come on, bro. You ain't gonna throw Amanda Serrano in there?
oh,
Nah,
no,
Respectfully.
we can't use no
we're
women.
not
We
doing
can't
that.
use no women. He said
We're not
men. He
No
doing
said
that.
men.
Yeah,
women.
we're not doing that.
Oh,
No, we're not doing that. We're not
100%.
doing the
all
women.
right.
No, 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 no. We're just men. Just men. Okay, so we're
You
back.
got 4 more guys. You got
Okay,
4 more guys.
there's 4 more guys. Okay, so then I'm gonna take let's see, can I use some new guys? Maybe add some new flavor in here?
You name who you want to say. It's up to your list. And then I'm gonna give you my list. Go ahead.
All
This is
right.
your list.
Okay.
You better not say Edgar Berlanga though.
Nah, of course not. Nah, shut up. Shut up. Hey yo. Uh
What about Juan Manita Senior?
Who?
Juanita Senior is
Palma
good.
Lopez?
Yeah,
I would
Juanita,
have put him on my top 10 though. But go ahead.
but I wouldn't put him on my top 10. Right, exactly. Right. I wouldn't put him on my top 10. Right. Um, I'm gonna have to go with
We find out you don't know Puerto Rican top 10 fighters, bro.
wait up, chill, just slow down. Okay, okay, if we're gonna go back down to our legends, like our legends and
It's
shit
your
like
list.
that.
Yeah, it's your list. It's your list.
Okay,
Based on your knowledge, based on who you know what I'm saying, based on what you know of them.
uh, I'm gonna have to go with our first Puerto Rican champion there. What's his name there? Fucking uh
Sixto
Cisco.
Escobar.
Yeah, Escobar. Right. He came up in the military base at the World War II period. I gotta give him his credit because he started it
Okay.
all off for us. So I'm gonna have to take him. and then
Hold on, my
I'm
audio.
gonna have
My fault.
huh?
My fault.
What was
No,
that?
my fault. No, my fault. I
Oh,
thought my audio
well,
was dead. I was checking. My fault. Go ahead. I ain't gonna cut you off. Seven. You got
okay.
7 right now.
I damn, I can't think of anybody else. You go ahead. What do you got?
All
What do
right.
you got?
I got you. All right. My list. Number 1, I got Tito Trinidad. Right. Number 2, I got Wilfredo Gomez. Number 3, I got Wilfredo Benitez. Number 4, I got someone you ain't mentioned that I always hear about. My uncle, rest in peace, Vito always told me about a guy named Carlos Ortiz. And I did my research on him. He was a beast. Carlos Ortiz. Number 5, I'm gonna go with Miguel Cotto. Number 6, Camacho. Number 7, Rosario. Number 8, I'm gonna go with Ivan Calderon. Number
Okay.
9, number 9, um, number 9, Jose Torres, old school.
Huh?
And Jose Torres, remember him? He's a light heavyweight. And number 10, Wilfredo Vasquez Sr. Remember Wilfredo Vasquez Sr.? He had a son too.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my 10 list right there.
Well, Torres, I don't think he belongs on the 10 list. I think you kind of use him as a filler, right? I was thinking like worthy freaking 10 fighters. That's what I'm thinking
Was
of.
he a Hall
Like,
of Famer? Was he a Hall of Famer?
ooh, Torres?
Jose Torres, yeah.
I'm not sure. Did he ever get in?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Because
Yeah, that
the other person I was thinking about, I was also considering Esteban de
yep,
Jesus.
right, right. What
He was the, and let me
yeah,
let you
but
know as well.
that's a worthy name though.
Little known fact. He's a little known fact. He, the father, the trainer, the guy that trained Esteban de Jesus is the father of
Yep.
Wilfredo Benitez. So people don't know Wilfredo Benitez comes from the lineage. He wasn't just some guy that was trained by anybody. His father also taught Esteban de Jesus, who also beat
Oh,
Roberto Duran.
okay.
So Benitez's father was a great trainer, bro.
Okay. Okay. Respect, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. I
Who
was
did
talking.
Miguel Cotto? Who did Miguel Cotto beat champion?
Who?
As what?
Who did Miguel
Say that again.
Cotto? Who did he beat to become a champion, or did he get a vacant title shot?
I can tell you right now. I can answer that question to you. At 140, he fought a Brazilian guy that beat him to amateurs named Kelson Pinto, I believe his name. That was his belt at 140. At 147, he won a vacant belt against another Puerto Rican fighter by the name of Carlos Quintana. At 154, he beat Yuri Foreman. And at 160, he beat Sergio Martinez. That's who he beat for his belts.
Right.
But he made quality title defenses though. He didn't beat
Very
world
good.
beaters for his belt. But he made quality defenses against Shane Mosley, against Zab Judah, against Joshua Clottey,
Correct.
against Antonio Margarito. So yeah, he didn't really beat anybody world beaters for. But once again, like me and Round One was talking about, if Cotto's career would have been solidified on just beating those champions and those champions only, then it wouldn't be Hall of Fame worthy. But he made up for it by fighting and defending it against top notch Hall of Fame competition in Shane Mosley and Zab Judah. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
But
right.
anyway, I'm gonna
That's
get off
right.
right now, man. Yo, Round One, thank you for having me on the
Yeah,
platform.
absolutely.
Can I tell everybody where they can find me at?
Yes, absolutely. Throw it out.
Yeah, yeah. You can check me out also on Low Nose Boxing on YouTube, and you can follow me on Instagram. Low Nose Boxing. That's LO and then nose, like I know what I'm talking about, and boxing. Yo, great platform, man. I'm probably
Absolutely.
say no more, bro. God
Thank you
bless.
for stopping by, man. Thank
No
you
doubt.
for
Anytime, brother. Anytime,
chopping
man.
it
Thank
up. Low Nose Boxing. You guys go check him out. You know what I mean? Good brother to talk about. You know, in this world that we love to share our passion and bring boxing to you guys. We're not always agreeing with everything, but if you love talking boxing like we love talking boxing, these are guys that are also passionate about the sport. So check my man out. You know what I mean? And Hugo, absolutely.
Yes,
Hey, no, before you go, Hugo too. Um, Miguel Cotto got fighters like Manny Pacquiao on his resume.
for sure.
When you got a resume like that, You know, you got Floyd Mayweather and you got Manny Pacquiao on your resume. Those are two of the top. Now, granted, respectfully, both losses. I understand. But Miguel Cotto fought them. He shared the ring with them. He knows what that's like. You know what I mean? And
why didn't he never fight Oscar de la Hoya? I don't see him on this resume here.
No. Well, Oscar de la Hoya and let's remember, Oscar de la Hoya faded out already at the top, where Mayweather and Pacquiao were older fighters that were still fighting. You feel me? So when he fought Mayweather, he was of age. When he fought Manny Pacquiao, he was up there in age. See, right after that Benel Hopkins fight with Oscar, he kind of fell apart. And that was a big fight for Oscar with Benel Hopkins. I heard one guy talking about Oscar took a dive. He got hit with a body shot. That guy has no idea what he's talking about. Anybody in the planet Earth that says Oscar de la Hoya took a dive against Benel Hopkins does not know boxing. You should not start. You should no longer talk to them. You just stop right there and walk away if you think Oscar de la Hoya took a dive against Bernard, because you need to understand the situation of what was going on at the time. Remember, you mean to tell me that in boxing history, that was the night that the WBO became a legit world title? You mean Oscar de la Hoya brought the WBO into the fight against Bernard that knocked out and beat Felix Trinidad, that beat him, that beat Oscar. So by Oscar beating Bernard, he would have beat the Americans and the Puerto Ricans in one shot. That's all he had to do was beat Bernard. Right. And you mean to tell me you think for a fucking fragment of a shadow of a doubt, a man like Oscar de la Hoya, the kind of champion he is, he would fucking dive? No, brother. He goes, oh, it didn't look like a hard shot. Well, then obviously that guy never fought. He's never been in a boxing ring. Because you would know that it's not the hardest punch. It's the punch that was landed with the precision and the accuracy with no power that's going to take you out. All he had to do was cuff that shot right under there to that liver and hit him in the right spot. Boop! And he was going to drop. And we all knew what Oscar was going through during the time he came. Listen, Oscar had all the desire in the world. He understood and he knew the man he was. But outside recreational drug use, the party life, the money, women, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, Oscar couldn't turn the corner. And I'm telling you right now, a more focused, younger version of Oscar de la Hoya against Bernard, I think it would be a different fight. And I'm not saying that he would automatically win, but Oscar would have been more of Oscar de la Hoya. Oscar de la Hoya was going through a real bad time in his life. He was figuring out what the drug was doing to him. Why was it making him do this? And why was it making him fight against himself when he knew he was a trained athlete? Unless you have ever been in drug addiction, you would not know what that man was going through. Oscar de la Hoya, and I'm not giving him no cop-outs. He lost the fight. But to take a dive? Are you fucking crazy? There is no way.
Say stupid shit like that. I hate when people say stupid shit like
never
that.
in my fucking life, a warrior that is Oscar de la Hoya would take a dive. Are you fucking... Bro, he lost. It happens. You know, sometimes we get too complacent with the money, the women, everything affects us. And we've seen that happen to fighters. But when it happens to Oscar and he gets photographed with fucking pantyhose and lingerie, yo, that was a fucking coke night out. That's all that was. I don't consider him any less than a man. All right?
Hell yeah, round one. Hell yeah.
Listen, fucking Oscar's a dog, bro. And I'm tired of them talking about him like this because he really showed. Now, look, what he became as a promoter, what he does, the things he says, that's separate. That is so separate from what the man he was, the fighter that he was. Yeah, that is fucking different. And I'm telling you right now, my guy beat him. Oscar, my Felix Trinidad beat him, and I'm happy
Okay.
about that. But,
Okay.
but, never, and I repeat, never take a loss off a fucking warrior like that man. One loss or two losses does not defy him. It didn't defy Mike Tyson. It doesn't defy fucking Roy Jones Jr. And it doesn't defy most of these other fucking legends when they lose, like Muhammad Ali. He lost, but all of a sudden Oscar loses and he ain't shit. No,
Word,
he is.
word, word.
He is. No, you gotta fucking respect that man. He's a 6th division world champion in the sport I love. In the sport I love.
And a gold medalist.
No, fuck that shit, bro. My favorite fighter, fucking Floyd, never did that. He's only 5. And that's my guy. That's my guy. Floyd is my guy. And fucking Oscar got 6. He got 1 more than me. And I'm pissed. I'm like, what the fuck? Right? But the truth is the truth. The truth is the truth. I'm not going to sit here and fucking lie. I know that Floyd was a better fighter, but still, Oscar did some fucking remarkable shit. And I will not degrade or belittle a man's accomplishments. Fuck that. Okay? It is what it is. Oscar got my guys beat. He got my fucking Miguel Cotto beat. My Miguel Cotto only got 4. Okay? And that's what it is. That's what the fuck it is. And I got a lot of guys and a lot of future boxing coming up. And I can't wait. I can't wait because I can't spell boxing without USA, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Russia, Japan. What's boxing considered? Worldwide.
Yes, sir.
Worldwide. And I need everybody in the world to compete. And I need everybody in the world to show me where the best fighter in the world comes from. What does he look like? You know what I mean? And that's what I want to see. I want to see where the fuck does the best fighter in the world come from? What does he look like? Right? And right now, man, there's a lot of great fighters, arguably. You know, Uzyk's doing his shit in the heavyweight. Terrence, Saul, they're doing their things in the middleweight. Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatoni and Bam Bam Rodriguez, fighters like that are down there mixing it up. We're in a great era in boxing. We need to appreciate some of these fights, my mans. And we need to appreciate what's going on when Devin Haney takes on Brian Norman Jr. And that those are big fights. And Teofimo Lopez is going to step up. And we need all these guys right now. We need them all. We need them all to step up to the plate because if you guys do remember this, Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Saul Canelo Alvarez all fought in a weekend. And not one of them did anything for boxing. Right? Who saved the boxing week? This little 5'5" Japanese.
Naoya Inoue. No,
Naoya Inoue.
Hey. Throw in there Ramon Cardenas too.
Yes. Oh no, Ramon Cardenas is a dog. He's a fucking dog.
Fucking mix right there, bro. You cannot leave Ramon Cardenas out
of course not.
Food. He saved that weekend too when I was Inoue. And
he dropped them.
Go back, I would give them my $90 that I spend on the pay-per-views. I would give it to those 2 guys because they saved the weekend.
Hell yeah.
I should have fire stick the Ryan Garcia fight, and I should have fire stick the Saul Canelo and give Naoya Inoue and Ramon Cardenas the $90 I spend.
I'm with you on that one because I too am one of the priests that spent the $90 on the bundle package that day on that weekend. And I was like, hey, yo, and you know what's crazy? I got on a plane the next day. Remember that? I got on a plane and I went to Las Vegas.
Talk to me round one real quick, bro, if you have a couple more times. But I would love for you to talk to me about that experience, just being around the Japanese culture, just being in the mix.
No. Okay, check it out, right? First of all, walking in, a lot of the Japanese people I stopped to talk to, they didn't speak English. So they were straight from over there. And you saw that they had the shirts on from the last Naoya Inoue fight. And you can only buy those shirts if you go to the event. So I already knew where they got the shirts from. So I was like, oh shit. He got people traveling. Then I looked to my left like this, and I saw just a line of Mexican people. And they were selling the Mexican flags and the little Mexican gloves like this, like the boxing gloves like that. They were selling them. And then I get inside. The atmosphere was electric. And then right when we got to the co-main event where Espinoza was fighting, the tall 126 pounder, he was fighting. The Mexican guys, yo, they were backing him up. Yo, that shit was just rocking. And it was just two Mexicans in there fighting. Boom, 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 right? So Espinoza wins. He wins. Then Roman Cardenas comes out. The crowd goes electric. Then Naoya Inoue comes out, and then the crowd really goes up in the uproar, right? So we're sitting there, mind you, I'm the only person in my row that basically was going for Naoya Inoue. I was surrounded by Mexicans. To my left, it was just a roll of Mexicans. In the front of me was a roll of Mexicans. In the back of me was just a roll of Mexicans. So I'm sitting there, I'm trying to be cool. I'm like, yeah. Well, this Japanese dude is pretty tough. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling him. Then all of a sudden, we're sitting there. We're in round 2. Then all of a sudden, the punch heard across the world. Boom. Naoya Inoue goes down. You should have seen it. The way these Mexican dudes jumped up out of their seat. I was in shock. I was in shock. My jaw was down here. I was like this. I was like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. When he hit him, no, in real time, while you're sitting there watching it, I saw Naoya Inoue's body glitch. He hit him, and he like glitched like this, and then he fell. It felt like he went boom, he froze, then fell. And I was like, he's knocked out. It's over. Roman Cardenas just hit a home run. Then I saw him turn around, get up, look at the ref like that, and he was just looking at him like this because he was like on his knees. He looked at his corner. He went like that to his corner, Naoya Inoue. He went down, then he looked at the ref like that, and he got up. Once he got up, I said, if he makes it out the round, Cardenas is in trouble. I said, you can't let a killer like that off the ground. So me and the other Mexican, they were going crazy. They were like, ah! They were like, no, you see that? Right? So I like I'm going along with it. I'm just like, yeah. I'm like, but inside I'm panicking. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Right? So and then like I'm watching the fight, but the kind of performance that Roman Cardenas gave, the account he gave for himself, he won a lot of fans, including myself.
For sure. Hell
including
yeah.
myself. Because the kind of warrior spirit, the kind of not quit, and I thought that they stopped it a little early.
Yeah,
okay?
they did stop it a little.
I'm gonna have to say that.
Also.
I'm gonna have to say that
Yeah.
in my opinion. I'm gonna have to say that they stopped it a little early. Okay. And I felt like, the kid, they saved them for another day. And rumors have it right now, if you don't already know this, that Roman Cardenas is in negotiation to fighting Junto Nakatoni
Damn.
for his next fight. Yes.
Wow, back-to-back killers.
Yes. Yeah,
I mean,
and I think that's a tough fight. Look, the kid can't say no to the money. I understand, but that's 2 tough fights back to back for
really
your
tough
boy.
fights. And then another thing I'm hearing is that Naoya Inoue got the match with MJ on Sunday, and then
Yes.
he already signed to fight Chapulin. Bro, that's another good, easy win. In my opinion, me being Mexican American, I rock with my people, but
Yep.
Chapulin lost the fight against that Japanese. He lost it. And that
Yeah.
PBC undercard. He lost
Yeah.
the fight, bro, respectfully. Like, he literally looks like he's not even a man yet. And I say that respectfully. Se mira muy tiernito. Se mira muy tiernito. Like, he looks like his skin is just so soft. But, I mean, this guy is just lining them up. And you know what's the craziest thing about it? Is that Naoya Inoue is assigned to fight on Sunday. And then he's also scheduled to make a quick turnaround and go to Riyadh in December.
In December.
So in December, yes. Yes.
Yes. Now remember, this is on Saul Canelo Alvarez's timeline. This all started last year. Remember last year or the few months ago when Saul fought, the next day Naoya Inoue fought on a Sunday. And he
Yes.
saved the weekend with Roman Cardenas. Here we
Yes.
are again. He's gonna fight with Terrence Crawford the next day. Who's fighting? Naoya Inoue.
Yeah. Yes. 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 I doubt though. I doubt Saul Canelo Alvarez. Let's just say he wins, and I'm sure he will win. Hopefully, he wins, but I'm sure that he prepared the most he could. He's taking Terrence Crawford serious.
Oh
He's
no,
keeping on
that's
the
without a
backlash.
doubt.
Yeah, okay. So, but I doubt he'll make a quick turnaround and fight in December. I doubt that.
No,
I doubt
no,
he'll.
I don't think
Yeah,
Saul will, but I think Naoya will.
for
Yes.
sure, for sure,
Now
for
I
sure,
think
for sure.
he'll fight David Allen Picasso in December, or his is a big one. It's a big one. It's a big one, right? I don't look. Boxing world does a lot of crazy shit, so I'm not gonna rule this out. And I heard this that he would go up to fight Nick Ball, then come back down and fight Junto. I don't know
Hold
how
on, hold
serious
on. So
that
look,
is.
right now you're not in the way is at 122. If Junto is at 118,
Yes, yes.
okay, and he's a champion for what? For
For
what?
two belts, two belts.
The
He has two.
the WBC. Let me see. I got the ring
He
up
has
right
the
now. Oh yes.
WBA.
Okay, and the WBC. So Junto Nakatani, no, I don't think that's in his favor. Me personally, I think he should hold off at 122, and I think he should let Junto jump up because look, Naona Inoue is a monster and he is a complete beast, but he's human.
Yes.
But then
Yes.
again, there's only four weight diff. I don't know, bro. That's interesting.
Okay,
Imagine he
okay,
goes.
okay.
Yeah,
Look at Stephen
that.
Kubo
Wow.
Fulton. Look at Stephen Kubo Fulton.
Of
He
course,
fought
but
he fought
yes,
Naoya Inoue at
at
122.
122.
He
Yes.
went up to 126, became the champion at
Okay.
126. He has the WBC.
Okay.
Now he's moving up to 130 to fight O'Shaughnessy Foster, and that's
But
already
you don't
signed and
hear.
confirmed.
But you don't hear him talking about I'm gonna go back down to 122. He's staying at 130.
Right,
In my opinion, I
right.
mean, I could be wrong. And if he loses to Oshaki Foster, which he's in for a tough fight, or I seen Oshaki Foster, he's a dog. He went to Cancun, Mexico. He fought Rocky. He was down on the scorecards, and he's like, "Motherfucker, you ain't taking my belt. I'm taking it back home." And he won, and he stopped him in the round and in the last round. So Oshaki Foster, I seen the dog out of him. And now, is he a boxer also? Of course, he's a boxer also. But I think that he has a dog in him. He has a dog in him,
Right.
and I didn't see that from Schoolboy Fulton when he got knocked down by Inuge. I just didn't see that dog in him. I just seen him shook. His eyes were like all over the place, and then he ended up getting stopped. So, in my opinion, I think he's in for a tough fight, and that's a very good fight also.
Yeah, but that also speaks to the quality of fighter that is Naoya Inoue. When
Of
we
course,
saw when we saw Stephen Kubo Fulton against everybody else except Naoya Inoue, he looked like he was always in the fight, and as a matter of fact, he won every fight before and after. Before fighting Naoya Inoue, he was a champion. After losing to Naoya Inoue, he went on to become a champion. Now, the interesting thing enough is that I saw Stephen Kubo Fulton and O'Shaughnessy Foster at a press conference where they did a face off. They were standing face to face. And I actually looked and I saw that Stephen Kubo Fulton looked and appeared to be the bigger guy. In which I was scratching my head and I said, wait a minute. If Stephen Kubo Fulton looks that size against O'Shaughnessy Foster, why the fuck do I keep thinking that Naoya Inoue is going to be small for these guys when Naoya Inoue and Stephen Kubo Fulton went face to face? They were the same size. And on the night in the fight in the ring, Naoya Inoue looked like he was a little bit on the wider side of them too. Then the same thing with TJ Doheny. TJ Doheny goes into the fight with Nick Ball. When he fought against Nick Ball, TJ Doheny was that much bigger than Nick Ball. But when I saw TJ Doheny against Naoya Inoue, they weren't they were the same size. Naoya Inoue was
I
not
get you.
small against TJ Doheny. He was not small against Stephen Kubo Fulton. Then now I'm looking at Naoya Inoue's past victims, because they were all victims. He beat them all. And when I see Stephen Kubo Fulton against Shashi Foster, I'm like, wait a minute. Wait one fucking minute here. He's not bigger than Shashi Foster is not bigger than Stephen Kubo Fulton. That means that if Naoya Inoue packs on those 4 or 6 pounds, that's what we're talking about. 4 or 6 pounds. Not even 10 pounds. That's all we're talking about. That if he puts that on, bro, I think he can do it. I think he can go up to 126 and be very successful. I'm no longer scared for Naoya Inoue. When I saw him get dropped twice, once against Luis Pantera Nari and once against Roman Cardenas, it kind of hindered my perception of him going up to 126 and dominating. I said, wait a minute.
Damn.
Maybe he maxed out at his fifth weight division.
Knockout.
What are you talking about?
His fucking last 10 fights. He knocked out Ramon Cardenas. He knocked out Yi Jun Kim, TJ
11,
Luis Neri, Marlon Tapales, Stephen Fulton, Paul Butler, Nonito Donaire.
Yep.
Damn.
11. He's on a 11 fight championship knockout streak, Naoya Inoue. His last 11 fights were championship fights for world titles. He has 11 knockout streak. After what stops him is the Nonito Donaire 1, which in fact he did knock out Nonito Donaire, but the ref saved him. Before the Nonito Donaire fight, it's another 9 fights. He's actually like on a 19-20 fight knockout consecutive streak, Naoya Inoue, in world title fights right now. He's also on his 25th consecutive in a row title fight.
What the hell? He's fought here in Carson before? What the fuck was I at?
And you were at the Corona epidemic like the rest of us.
No, papi. That was 2017. He fought in the StubHub Center in Carson, bro.
Oh, well then that's not under the Corona epidemic. No, it's not.
No, that wasn't. God
then
damn.
You missed it. I don't know, because he fought in the United States 4 times. He fought in the United States 4 times. Twice in New York City, and the other one in LA, and then the one in Carson. Those are the 4 times he fought in United. No, I'm sorry. My bag.
That was a Chocolatito main event right there.
He was on the undercard of Chocolatito. He was on the undercard. He fought in the UK against Michael McDonald. I'm sorry.
Let me see.
Yeah, Naoya Inoue fought against Jamie McDonald.
No, he fought in the UK against Emmanuel Rodriguez.
No, that was the UK in the World Series of Boxing. That was in the World Series of Boxing when he fought Emmanuel Rodriguez out there for that. But he also fought in the UK against Jermaine McDonald. Jamie McDonald. Damn, that was his first fight out of Japan. Was that fight?
I'm not seeing that in BoxRec, puppy.
Yes, because it was for a WBA world title, and they don't honor the WBA world titles on BoxRec.
Oh, that's nasty. They don't even put it on BoxRec?
Nope.
Wild.
No WBA titles are recognized on BoxRec. So Jermaine McDonald, go to his name. That fight right there, that was for his first title at that division right there, was Jermaine McDonald. He was the UK champion, and he went to his hometown, Naoya Inoue, and beat him, knocked him out in 1 round.
What the fuck?
He knocked him out, and Jamie McDonald was a champion for over 4 years, never been knocked out in his career, ever. And he hadn't lost a fight in over 10 years before he came into
McDonald?
Yeah,
no, this is the wrong one. Because I got a African American brother, eight with a record of 8 wins, 9 defeats. I'm gonna keep doing my research here,
Yeah,
but look, bro, but look, if I was Inuga anyway, I would go ahead and knock out this fool MJ. They could so they could stop talking about this guy and stop talking about that. I ducked him or whatever, and then I'll go ahead and I'll knock out Chapulin, respectfully, you feel me? I don't want to turn my back on my Mexican brethren, but
right.
I'll go ahead and knock him out. That's it, and that's it for me in that division, Papi. It's not
Yeah,
gonna do nothing better for me, bro. I defended my title there more than 5 times. I think 8 times. That's it, bro. Go up to 126 and be the front runner for a Nick Ball.
right.
Oh,
That would
and
be
I'll go knock him out. And I'll go knock him out in the UK. What's up? Out the O2.
that would be 6 fights. That would be 6 fights at 122 for Naoya Inoue at that time. But if you add your boy Chapalito, that would be 7. So that would be 7. Then that would be the same exact number of fights that he did when he did his second weight jump, and he went up to one from 115 to 118, and he defended that belt 7 times before making on his next weight division. So he'll be right on track, right where you're saying. He should be right on track for moving and making the adjustment to 126 right after fighting your boy there, David Allen
Chapulin.
Picasso.
Now. Round one. My question to you is: if he were to move up to 126, do you think a tune-up would be ideal for him, just so he could fill out the weight, just so he could fill out the punches, or do you
I
think, fuck
wish,
it, this is Inoya Inoue, throw him in the fire?
I wish Naoya Inoue's camp would listen to you what you just said, but I know who he is, and he's never taken a tune-up fight. He's always used the champions as a tune-up. He used Stephen Kubo Fulton as a tune-up. He used Jamie McDonald as a tune-up. Every time he moved up weight divisions, he even jumped up from, I believe it was the 108 to the 115. He bypassed the entire 112. He jumped up 2 weight divisions. And what did he do? He didn't use a tune-up fight. He took the champion right away. He said, I'll fight you. When he went from 118 to 122, he said, who's the best champion at 122? They said Stephen Kubo Fulton. He doesn't have 1 but 2 belts, and he's undefeated, and they're arguing to put him higher on the pound-for-pound list. Naoya Inoue said, well, then that's the guy I want. They said, Naoya
Also,
Inoue, you can use somebody to acclimate to the division. Calm down. You
so
don't gotta.
so
You don't got.
that was his introduction, Stephen Cowboy Fulton.
Yes, that was his
Oh,
tune-up.
that is right, bro.
He
That's
used
right,
him
bro.
as
Stephen
a
Cowboy.
tune-up.
Yeah. I'm seeing it right here, bro, because I'm kind of new to boxing, but I'm seeing
Yeah.
it. He went from 117 and 3/4.
Yep.
He did that jump to 121 and 3/4 against Cool Boy Fulton, bro.
An
And
undefeated fighter,
yeah,
unified, not a regular
21 and 0.
champion.
21 and 0 with 2
Uh,
belts. He knocked him
2
out.
belts.
He
Hey,
knocked
yo,
him
Stephen
out.
Kubo Fulton didn't win 10 seconds in a round. He's never done that in his whole career. Stephen Kubo Fulton has won rounds. He's lost rounds, but never was in a fight that he didn't win 1, not even 30 seconds of a part of a round. Not even 30 seconds. And you're the undefeated. Then Naoya Inoue was coming in there into your fight. He wasn't the champion. He vacated all 4 belts 30 days after beating Paul Butler. 30 days after beating Paul Butler, Naoya Inoue said, I don't want none of these belts. Put them back in the pond. They said, Naoya Inoue, you do not have to vacate your belts to fight Stephen Kubo Fulton. Just in case you lose, you can come back down and you'll still have all 4 belts. Naoya Inoue looked at that guy and said, are you crazy? I know what I am. I'm a world champion. I don't need these belts because I'm going up there and I'm going to knock him out and take his belt. Así mimito fue. He went up there and knocked out Stephen Kubo Fulton and took his belt.
Man, I wish they would talk about Naoya in a way more, bro. Like
he's a
look,
beast,
bro. Like, yeah,
he's a beast.
Yeah. Look, like right now, I like speaking to you, and I know you're a big fan. I just out of curiosity, like I'm looking at his box record, and I'm just like, wow. Now look, round 1. If we're talking about him going up to 126 to face one of the most dirtiest fighters known in boxing today, Nick Little Dirty Ball. Nick Dirty Ball, bro, with the head clashes, with the kicks, everything, bro, everything. Now, if he were to go up to 126, that big mega fight against Nakatani out the window, is out the door.
Yeah, it is. It might be out the door. Nakatani might chase him. I don't know. Just like Terrence
And you know
Crawford
what?
chased
Let me go
chase.
ahead. Let me go ahead and pull up Judo Nakatani's box rank.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's talk
Go,
about him a little bit. Let's talk
all right,
about him a little
all
bit
right.
because I
But
heard
check
he's a
this out.
killer too.
Yeah, he's definitely a killer, right? But before we move on to him, you can go ahead and pull him up. I got what I need in my head about him. We'll talk about him. But what I'm saying to you is this: if Naoya Inoue was to jump up to 126 and to fight Nick Ball, which at one point in time I considered to be a difficult opponent for Naoya Inoue because I thought he would punch too hard. I was under the impression that Nick Ball at 126 was going to be a little bit too strong for Naoya Inoue until I saw him fight TJ Doheny and Sam Goodman. Nick Ball went 12 rounds with Sam Goodman, a guy that bashed his head against the wall not once but twice, got 2 cuts to avoid from fighting Naoya Inoue. Okay? You couldn't get him to stop shaking to get in that ring. And he voluntarily got in the ring against Nick Ball, and he almost beat Nick Ball in that fight. He almost beat Nick Ball. Sam Goodman gave a good account of himself in that fight at 126. Then the most important thing was, what did he look like against Nick Ball?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So when I saw Naoya Inoue stand against Sam Goodman, TJ Doheny, the rest of them, I'm trying to tell you, I'm looking at Nick Ball now, and I'm saying to myself, there is absolutely nothing Nick Ball brings to the table that even has me remotely worried. And in fact, I actually think now, today, less of Nick Ball as an opponent than to Naoya Inoue. I think that Nick Ball's style caters 100 like a glove to Naoya Inoue's sharpshooter power punching. I think that Nick Ball's going to come in with that reckless, wild, looping attack. And Naoya Inoue is such a sharpshooter. He's going to lay. Um, when I ask myself several questions, do I think that Nick Ball is a better fighter than Marlon Tapales? No. Do I think that Nick Ball is a better fighter than um um uh what's his name? Donaire. Nonito Donaire. Hell no. Do I think Manuel Rodriguez? I think Manuel Rodriguez is slicker. Nick Ball's more stronger of a puncher. I think there's a lot of fighters that Naoya Inoue fought with Nick Ball's kind of, background, fighting style, and they didn't fare well at all against Naoya Inoue. In fact, those pressure kind of guys, they're the ones that get hurt the most. The ones that try to sit on the outside and think and cover up, like Paul Butler. Paul Butler lasted into the 11th round with that bullshit against Naoya Inoue. And Paul Butler is a decent fighter, a really good fighter. I encourage you, if you don't know nothing about him, go watch him, right? But Nick Ball doesn't bring anything, and I mean nothing. Nothing. Not his jab, not his hooks, not his power. I don't think Nick Ball punches harder than Luis Pantera Nari. I don't think that Nick Ball got a better hook shot than Ramon Cardenas. I think that they're the same. I don't think that Nick Ball, I'm trying to tell you, I don't believe in him. I don't believe he didn't have the punching power to stop TJ Doheny. He didn't have the punching power to stop Sam Goodman. He didn't have the punching power. No. I mean, Nick Ball fought Navarrete. Great. He like that little fucking dude, that little Nick Ball dude, he's not a world champion because he's a bum. No. He's a world champion because he fought great fights. When he fought fucking Ray there, right? Listen, I thought that was an amazing fight by Nick Ball. And I thought that the way he beat some of these guys was like the little engine that could. But when it comes to pure boxing, pure skill, knockout power, bro, there's nobody like this Naoya Inoue kid, and I don't see anything that's gonna convince me that I'm looking at it like this and saying, yeah, Nick Ball is gonna be the one guy to catch Naoya with that shot. After Luis Pantera Nari, had he not get dropped by those two guys, perhaps Nick Ball can catch him. But Naoya Inoue is on high alert now. He knows what he did wrong. What Naoya Inoue did wrong, he went in looking for the knockout. He overextends, what he never does in fights. And he went and he put pressure on Roman Cardenas, and congratulations to Roman Cardenas to recognize, brother, you're a little bit too close to me. You must not know who I am, Naoya Inoue. I'm a fucking Mexican fucking hard banker. Take this with you. And once he hit Naoya Inoue with that shot, here's the definition of a great elite fighter. Here's the definition of him. Once you hit him with that shot, good luck, because you're not going to hit him with that shot ever again in the fight. When Zab Judah hit Mayweather with that shot, did he hit him with the same shot again in the rest of the fight? Nope. When Shane Mosley hit Mayweather with that shot, what happened? He never got to hit him with that same punch again. When Roman Cardenas hit Naoya Inoue with that shot, what happened? For the rest of the night,
got him out of there, yeah.
The rest of the night, all you saw was Roman Cardenas' hook hitting nothing but air. What happened to Luis Pantera Nari? When Luis Pantera Nari hit the Japanese dude, Naoya Inoue, did he land that punch again? Nope. Nope. You know why? Because elite fighters recognize their mistakes. They're exceptional fighters. And now that Naoya Inoue's high alert, bro, you're not going to... He already talked about it coming into this MJ fight right now this week, that it's going to happen right after the Saul fight. They asked him, yo, and first words right out of his mouth, nope, I'm not rushing in there looking for the knockout no more. You guys already seen twice when I tried to do it, I fucking went and got dropped on my ass. I'm going to go back to what was bringing me here and what got me to the dance. That's the first shit he said in the interview. So he's already, his spider senses, you guys are not going to catch him like that. You're going to actually have to box him. And then, man, listen, this dude, he's just, look, everybody can be beat. There's going to be somebody that's going to come around that eventually just might beat Naoya Inoue, or maybe he might walk out undefeated. He's like right there. But maybe fighters like Junto, I don't want the Bam Rodriguez fight. No.
No,
I don't like that.
bro.
You know why? Because Bam's too small. Bam, that's not an even fight. If Bam was bigger and Bam was like at 118, 122, some shit like that, hell yeah, I want that fight. Hell fuck, because now you're giving the Mexican dude equal opportunity. You're not making Naoya Inoue fight a smaller guy because of a big name. I don't like that shit. You know, I'm accepting the Terrence Crawford shit because he's already at the end of, but Bam got a lot of work he can do. Don't fuck up his career because you guys want to see a fight. Nah, let his contemporaries, the people in his own weight division, beat him. If you can't beat him, then you can't. Don't get a guy 2 weight divisions up to beat him, to do his dirty work. You beat him on the fucking up and up. Fuck this cheating shit, this weight bully shit. So
talk to me about this MJ. Talk to me about this MJ. Like, do you think that he poses a bigger threat than, let's just say, a TJ Doheny or a Luis Pantera Neri? You think MJ poses a big? All right, why?
Okay. Because of when I look at fighters, right, I have to take into what they did, and once I look into what they did, I study it. Meaning, I can't deny that MJ became not a world champion, but an unified world champion within 10 fights in his career. When you do shit like that, it means that you're the best in the division. He didn't have 1 belt, he had 2. He lost both belts against Marlon Tapales, which was a razor thin decision. Marlon Tapales won the first half of the fight. MJ won the second half of the fight. I saw the fight. And that fight could have went either way. I wouldn't be mad. Marlon Tapales ends up winning the fight. MJ kind of like goes into these little fights and waiting for his shot back at his belts that Naoya Inoue owns. So the reason why I think that MJ is a much dangerous fighter for multiple reasons. He's smart. He's a smart fighter. And not only did Roman Cardenas' coach devise a game plan to at least fight Naoya Inoue to right there, but let's just keep in mind that MJ's coach is Roman Cardenas' coach.
Oh,
so
shit.
they're getting...
No, hold on.
That's 100%.
No, hold on, papi. The Diaz brothers, right? The Diaz brothers?
Listen, Luis Cardenas' coach is 100% Marlon Tapales' coach. They're both out of the same training camp, and they're both out of the same gym.
No. MJ's coach? No, hold on. I'm asking you a question. I'm confused. MJ's coach is the same coach as Ramon Cardenas' coach.
Right. Ramon Cardenas, not Marlon. Did I say Marlon Tapales?
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
Okay. So then my question to you is, right, you know their coach? Like, do you know them by name or do you know them by face?
No, I know Ramon Cardenas' coach by name, right? It's
what's his name?
He has the gray hair. Yeah.
Right, the Diaz brothers, right? The same coach as Beck the Bully.
Okay, all right. Now,
coach as, because they're all from the same part.
Right. Now, the thing is, when you get one crack at Naoya Inoue, you get one good look at him with Roman Cardenas, right? I'm sorry, I was probably saying Marlon Tapales. I'm sorry. So with Roman Cardenas, and as a coach, you actually got to see what Naoya Inoue was like. Now, you only sent out what you thought was probably your third or fourth best fighter next to MJ that was your former world champion, because Roman Cardenas was never a world champion at that point, or he never has been. So he fights Naoya Inoue first, right? And your main fighter is MJ. When you see that shit and you saw what Naoya Inoue looks like in person, you have a better perspective. You have a newfound respect for the man. You say to yourself, okay, if I had to do it again, well, guess what you do? And you even got a better fighter than Roman Cardenas and MJ. Because I think MJ is a better fighter than Roman Cardenas, hands down. Roman Cardenas is a good fighter. He gave a good account of himself, good warrior. He's just not a more technical fighter than MJ is. No, he's not. So MJ is his best fighter at that weight. So when you're coming against that, it doesn't spell victory. No, it doesn't spell victory. No, there was a lot of times that fucking what's his name there got a chance at Floyd Mayweather. What's his name?
Robert
Guerrero. He had his
Robert Garcia.
Wait. Yeah. Robert Garcia had Robert Guerrero. Robert. He had a lot of fighters go against.
He had Maidana.
Yes, Maidana. Right.
Both times. Yeah.
There was no other coach, I felt, or fighter that went more times against Mayweather than Robert Garcia. He's seen him, fight after fight after fight. He got to see him, and so that doesn't speak and say victory.
Yeah, victory.
Yeah,
no.
It doesn't spell out victory, but it does give you a better insight that you're fighting the same fighter back to back. Because remember, Roman Cardenas just fought Naoya Inoue. His next fight is MJ. Two fighters from the same camp, from the same coach. So
He could even come back. Ramon Cardenas could even come back. All right, look, MJ. So I noticed this about Inuge, and you know when you do this,
right,
watch,
right.
watch,
That's
watch,
his
watch.
sparring
In the first
partner.
round, yeah, watch, watch, watch. In the first round, do this thing and check if he does this. Now, if he does that, you know that I dropped him with this. Now your key is this and that, and watch, check that out. Yeah, yeah, I
Right.
get you. You know what, bro? That's a really good observation because I didn't even think about that, but if it's the same coach and
It
your
is.
ex and all right, man,
Yep.
man, you know what? You know what? I may need to end the night early on Saturday, not get too hammered, because I definitely do want to wake up and watch that. Now, this is one of the fights that I'll wake up to at 3 in the morning and be like, "Yo, babe, like I'm sorry, but I'm waking up for this MJ." The only thing is that they haven't announced a streaming service.
Right. And I'm gonna get more into you. Okay, first of all, just in case any of you guys are wondering right now when the Naoya Inoue the next day time starts, the main card starts at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So at 7 a.m. the main card's gonna kick off. There's a lot of Japanese fighters. I checked it out. A lot of Japanese fighters, unless you're familiar with a lot of them. Um, what's his name there? I forget. Uh, uh, I don't want to mess up his name. I gotta have it in front of me to try to sound it out or whatever, right? Um, Soshumi, I think his name. I'm trying to say it. Whatever. He's one of the Japanese fighter, but he's a famous one that is also coming up with Naoya Inoue. So a lot of fight fans that are in lower weight division know about him.
The
Yeah,
co-main
yeah.
event.
Yeah, you got to look it up. You got. I don't
Oh,
want to
what
mess
the
up his
fuck,
name.
my boy Chispa is the co-main event. My boy Chispa Medina, he's a
Okay,
co-main
he's
event
fight right.
too.
He's fighting. He's fighting Japanese fighting other guy. Okay, right. So
Yeah.
so that fight card kicks off at 7 o'clock. So if you don't want to miss any of the action, I believe there's 4 or 5 fights for the main card. And then Naoya Inoue should be getting in the ring with MJ roughly, I think around 9ish, depending. Because we got to
Nah,
remember
bro, no, bro. I think respectfully, bro, I think you're a little off, puppy. Look,
why.
look, the main card right here on Google Chat GPT AI is starting at 4 Eastern, which is
No,
1 Pacific. Papi, I'm
no.
looking at it right
Right,
now.
right, right, right. 4 Eastern, 4 Pacific, main card. That's including the prelims. Well, I'm talking about the last 4 or 5 cards. That card is going to kick off at 7. The,
You
mi-
sure?
the I am positive. I've watched a
All
Naoya
right.
Inoue fight. I've watched like 11 in a row on my channel,
Okay. Okay.
and they're all the same. It always says that 4:30 shit all the time. That's the entire card. By the time we get up to the main event, the main card, that main card usually fluctuates. It will start around 6, sometimes 7. Like the earliest I saw him start a fight was like at 4, 5, some shit was one of them. And then the latest I saw him get in the ring was like 9 o'clock. Then when he fought out here in the United States, it was just the regular times that we have.
Regular time, yeah.
Yeah, that we have. Exactly. So
Well, round one, how are you gonna watch it? How are you gonna watch it?
I'm gonna watch it right here in my house, right here. Like,
No,
like
but how? If let's just say respectfully, let's just say that no U.S. broadcaster gets the rights
no.
to stream the fight,
Oh
because look,
shit.
what,
Oh shit.
ESPN is not with it no more, bro. ESPN is not with Top Rank. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm trying to say, bro. That I was so estaba bien confiado, and I was like, bro, this is gonna be good because I could just go to the Top Rank. But bro, it's not there no more. But you know
I
what's crazy?
I keep forgetting about that shit. I keep
Yeah,
thinking it's
yeah.
gonna be on ESPN.
But no, bro, no more.
It's
But you know
not.
what's crazy? No, but you know what's crazy? Yesterday, Oscar Valdez had his fight, but it was on ESPN Deportes. Man, around one, give me a minute, bro, because I want to express like my frustration, bro, with ESPN, bro. They let me down so bad, bro. It's just like, bro, as an American, bro,
You let us all
ESPN
down.
rather show motherfucking frisbee, rather show another motherfucking stupid ass sport, but don't want to show boxing, man. It's so disgraceful, and I'm just so really, really, really disappointed in our American market, bro. ESPN is the home of American sports, and for them to be pulling away from boxing, bro, is just so disappointing to me, man. It's so freaking disappointing to me. But if you ask them, are they gonna be streaming frisbee or beach volleyball? Respectfully, bro, come on, man. We want boxing.
Yo, I can't agree
God,
with you more. I can't agree with you more,
you
but
feel me? It's just
I,
like
I
so fucking annoying, bro. So that's what I'm telling you, papi. It's not gonna be as easy
holy
as oh,
shit.
I'm a fucking put it on the ESPN Plus app. It's not. I mean, like, see, bro. And then this is when we go ahead and we turn around and start asking for links, and then they get mad at us. And then they're like,
Right,
oh, like, why you guys doing that? Well, motherfucker, because you guys don't give us a stable platform.
right,
And you
right.
know what? MJ is a matchroom fighter. Eddie Hearn, I don't know what the hell. Why isn't he giving the the fight on the zone, even if it's just like the last three fights, bro? Come on, man. We deserve this, bro. I'm a DAZN subscriber. I pay $22 every month for my subscription, and they can't give me this fucking fight. God
Right,
damn it. Fire
right.
stick boys, we outside.
We outside. We outside. I'm trying to tell yo, um, and I know that Top Rank has lost their contract with ESPN and everything. I've talked about it on my channel and everything. And like I know that this was a thing with Naoya anyway, and now you say it, and it's just like fucking hit me in the face. I'm like, wait a minute, where the fuck are we gonna see this fight at? Like,
That's what I'm telling you, bro. That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's gonna be links out there. I'm sure there's links to everything, but I don't want to do that, bro. I was a happy ESPN Plus subscriber, paying
me too,
my
me
monthly
too.
fee. You feel me? Even when they didn't have boxing, like in the slow months, and I'm like, bro, it'll just pick up because sometimes we'll get like three fights in a month. We'll get the top rank, we'll get the
Right,
Gallo Ya Inoue, and then we'll get the Eye of the Tiger with the Ocelis Iglesias one. So I'll be like, fuck, I'm getting my money's worth out of it this month, but they don't want that shit, bro. And it's just like, God damn it, bro. And then I'm paying for the zone, and I get my money's worth because, like yesterday, there was a morning card over there in Europe with Pat McCormick versus a Mexican dude, and it was an okay card. And in the night there was a Sugar Nunez. So I'm like, I'm happy, but I don't know, man. We're gonna need to find that fight somewhere, bro.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, no, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna when I get off of here right now with you and everything, a little bit later and stuff, I'm just gonna double check to see where we can look at that fight and try to have like more information for you guys, just in case anybody wants to watch that fight the next day after the Saul Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford. If you guys can get up the next day, right? Right? Because I know there's gonna be a lot of cervezas pouring that night, okay? Especially if Saul wins. So look, fight fans, we got a lot of boxing to go on, man. Hugo, I always like when you stop by and you get me thinking and talking about these fights. So we got some more questions to answer. And where are we going to see this Naoya Inoue fight? And what the hell is Top Rank doing right now with all their fighters? And what home and what future does Top Rank hold? These are all questions that we need answers to. There's a lot of big fights coming up. And I invite you guys to tune in here around One Sports Talk. We will be watching live streaming the Saul Canelo Alvarez Terrence Crawford fight, and I will be live streaming and calling the Naoya Inoue fight the next day. So, fight fans, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for stopping by, Hugo, and everybody else, everybody that commented in the chats, everybody that's tuning in around the world, please give the videos a like for me. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And like always, I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. Hugo, let them know where they can find you, if anything.
You can find me here at Round One Sports Talk as a
I
co-host talking boxing. Hit me up. Hey, Round One, I'm gonna hit you up directly on Instagram.
yes.
Make sure for you to follow me back, hermano,
All
because I
right, brother.
definitely want to keep it. I definitely want to keep in contact with you via Instagram. And
Absolutely.
you know, bro, like I'm just your average fight fan, bro, but I love to talk boxing. You feel me? I love coming to a platform like Round One Sports Talk where they let me on the panel and I could express my concerns, my opinions, my feelings towards boxing. Fight fans, shout out to Round One. We with you and keep training, bro, because we with you all the way through, my brother.
Hugo, my man, shit, I fucking lost him. I hit the table and my back connection got plugged out. So anyway, fight fans, thank you for tuning in. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. And I'm out. Peace. Hugo, hit me up Instagram right now.